All right, I think we're ready to rock and roll here. Looks like we got one or two people here anyway. There you go, right in the spirit there. No burritos, alas. That's funny. I was just texting with Eric Bauer like 10 minutes ago, and he was saying he wanted a burrito. And now I'm thinking about it, you know. Could y'all hear me okay? Doing this shit in the living room, so. Hey, Chris, man, it's good to see you on here. Thanks for joining. And Nick, right on. Hey, man, thanks for joining, dude. It's good to see you on here. Alan, on your stream the other night, I was trying to make a joke about the we were talking about. I don't even remember what the fucking band was called now, but some kind of sorcery, something with an M. And I was like, "Oh, you mean medieval sorcery?" And I was like, "Only Alan is going to get that joke." But I think you were distracted or something. Marty was like, "Oh no," and he gave me the correct name. And I was like, "Ah, yeah, that fell flat." Hey, Mike, good to see you, man. Yeah, I don't know who told you that shit, man, but you know, it wasn't me. Can y'all hear the music too? I want to know who will identify it first. Oh yeah, Moonlight Sorcery. I said, "Oh, you mean medieval sorcery?" And like, you know, that turd of a record, which of course I love, but hey, man. Dude, I have like one bonsai record, my whole collection. I have a bonsai press of Overdrive Swords and Axes. And I think that's the only one. There might be one other one hiding in there somewhere, but there's like no bonsai. Hey, man, good to see you. All right, so is my email address in that banner at the bottom? It should be if I'm using this thing right. Let me know. Please don't put me in all your spam mailing lists. I did that once when I was really pissed at someone on Discogs because he was like sort of ghosting me and I got mad. So I like started putting his email address and like signing him up for spam. Hey, man. All right, let me see if I can fix this. There should be a ticker. Oh, there we go. I see it now. All right, cool. Thanks. Got that shit fixed. All right, I appreciate it, man. Thanks, because I was thinking it was there and like, fuck. All right, so I'm sort of imagining here is, yeah, so I have a bunch of shit here. I thought it was going to be about 30 records or something like that. It's actually closer to 100. So I figure we'll just see how far we get. I do have multiple copies of a few things. And, you know, I didn't want to do the auction thing because we're all friends here and shit. So I don't want to get into that kind of cutthroat bullshit. And there's no like mega rarities here or anything like that. There's some reissues of some mega rarities. You know, if you need a Leather Nun record, I've got one here for you. Okay. But it's not going to be the original. That's staying on the shelf. Right. So, you know, there's some good shit here, but nothing that's like, you know, shit you'd want to bid for. You know what I mean? You can probably get it somewhere else. I think the prices are pretty fair. I tried to be fair. I am hoping to mostly sell to U.S. people just because it's easier with the shipping. I don't feel right, but you know, we can figure it out depending on what you're getting. You know, if you want one $10 record, it's probably not worth it to ship it, but hell yeah, man. Fuck you. I'll give you a little preview. It's sitting right here. I have two of these bad boys sitting here. Oh my God. I've got half of Perth showing up. Actually, there are a lot of people in Perth. It's a bigger city than you realize. As the most isolated big city in the world, it's kind of awesome that it even exists. Perth is pretty much directly on the opposite side of the globe from me, by the way. Like the actual like antipode is a little bit north of where I am, but yeah. So yeah, auctions are for the boomers. And you know, so auctions are for people who want to make money, you know. It's like yeah, there you go, 2.2 million. That's a lot more than there are in Charleston. So that's like a fifth the population of Greece, man, just in Perth. So yeah, this is easy, fun. Hopefully some hanging out too, not just like all business. I'm not really an all business type of guy, in case you haven't sort of surmised that from past videos. So yeah, that does kind of put it into perspective a little bit, doesn't it? Half of South Carolina. So yeah, I was actually thinking like, I can tell you, I'll like let you know why I'm letting go of this shit. because I talk a lot about keeping shit around and how there are records that I kind of feel like you have to sort of have for a while and prove yourself worthy of before they really sink in and that sort of thing. And I've definitely experienced a lot of that, you know, in my personal life. But gotta say hello to Mick here, man. Thanks for joining, dude. And shout out to Miss You for actually correctly identifying that spider that I had on that thumbnail. I was like, oh fuck, I got to put a thumbnail in here. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. Hey man, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. So yeah, all right. Well, I guess not to really get started. How many people are watching right now? 39. Shit, man, that's not bad. Maybe that's what happens when you start at 9 instead of starting at like midnight or 1, which is what I usually tend to do. All right. So a few of these are reissues. That's funny. No, I'd be happy to see Marty, but you know, it's a beautiful spider, man. The Pescolotheria metallica is what that is. Yeah, I missed you. I didn't know we had that in common so recently. Although I just got hooked on this shit kind of recently, you know, in the last couple months. But I was just watching fucking spider videos before I started this. So yeah, I'm still pretty hooked for like 2 months now. So it's like every day, like before I go to bed, I'll sort of like calm down with some spider videos. After work, I'll like watch a couple spider videos. So the only thing I really don't do anymore is play them while I'm working. And that's because I actually want to watch and see what's going on. We're almost like probably 70% of the YouTube I watch or listen to, I'm listening to it while I'm working or washing dishes or doing something else. But the spiders, I'm like, how many slings did he get this time? You know, or he's opening up an egg sack. I'm like, what's in there? Let's see. Eggs with legs. And I'm still no more interested in keeping that shit in my house by myself than I ever have been, you know. It's funny. Yeah, that's the kind of shit I've been watching. Apparently, they don't actually eat birds very much in the wild, but it, you know, it does happen. You know, like I'd be more concerned if I were like a small amphibian than if I were a bird. You know, like they eat frogs and shit like that. There we go. All right. So here's the deal. The original sort of thought for this is that I kind of have some reissues around, which are mostly good shit. The deal is that before COVID happened, I was thinking I wanted to start setting up at record shows because I'd go to these record shows, especially in South Carolina, and people are always looking for metal, you know, but there isn't a whole ton of it there. I'm actually surprised that some of the guys are able to find as much as they do, actually. So what I started doing was just sort of like wholesaling a few things here and there and just sort of, you know, so I could go in there and I wasn't necessarily going to let go of any rare shit, right? But just sort of, you know, some well curated, really cool shit that you wouldn't expect to just see somewhere unless you, you know, unless you've really sort of been at it for a while, right? And I mean, I can talk about this shit, right? So I figured it'd probably be fun and not very hard to stand around at a record show all day at hype bands like Leather Nun or Graven Image or whatever. So I started stocking up on a little bit of shit, but then COVID happened, right? So there were no more record shows. And after like, you know, a year, I was like, fuck it, you know, what the hell? So I started letting go of some of the shit on Discogs, and this is sort of what I have left, you know? So that makes it sound like it's the leftovers, but it's really strong titles. They didn't have any bullshit. So it's stuff that I thought that what other people would like and that I would have an easy time hyping. So there you go. Now, then on top of that, I also have a fair bit of shit just that I pulled out of my stacks. I actually went through all my metal yesterday night. I just sort of pulled out a bunch of things where it's either, you know, an extra copy of something or something I don't care about for one reason or another, either shit that I just don't care for and don't like dislike in a way that amuses me. And, you know, that sort of thing like that. So as we're going through, I think what I'm going to do is sort of make this fun is just like say why I'm getting rid of it. Because, yeah. Because it'll just be more fun that way. And besides, you know, since I sit here and talk about how great all this shit is all the time, even the bad stuff, you know, if I can't justify my letting go of something, maybe there's something wrong. Maybe I shouldn't be. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Right on. Yeah, Chris is coming over to the U.S., so we're all in trouble, man. All right. So yeah, so let's just start off with the fucking banger. And we're starting off with this one because I actually have a bunch of these. I actually kind of got a stash from the band. So this Graven Image record, I hate they put these stickers on because that's really like no margin based on what I got. But yeah, Graven Image, People in Hell Want Ice Water. I have a bunch of these. So $15, and unless there's like a real fucking run, I'm gonna have enough. So like, keep that in mind, okay? Other than that, I guess like as we're going, like let me know. I have Post-it notes and a pen here so I can make a note of like who shit's for and that sort of thing. So, and if like a couple of people want something too, let's try and figure this out like gentlemen, you know. Yeah, as far as getting purging so I can get some new shite. Yeah, I mean I do have my eye on a couple of things that you're probably the people might be interested in. All right, Louis, you want to copy the Graven Image? All right, I'll make a note. An Earache My Eye, you want me to put one aside for you too? And Scott Hendrickson, all right. Hope I can read my writing later. That's funny, man. I appreciate it, though. Totally appreciate the support. All right, cool. So, yeah, right on, man. You see, there we go. Seconded. It's only 2 songs on this EP, I'll tell you right now, but it's 2 of the fucking greatest songs ever. It really is great. I mean, Alan knows. Like me, he went out and found an original before he could find this thing, and the original is not easy to get your hands on. So, there we go. All right, I have one for Louis, one for Scott, and one for Earache My Eye. Did I miss anyone? Not that it's too late or anything. Yeah, I have at least like 10 of these, so we're good. I forget what I'm going to do with these. All right, we're going to go through. Here, just to sort of give you a little bit of a heads up. Let's see if I can do this with the camera on the thing. Yeah, you see that box there? Yeah. All right. All right, well, shit. Since I already teased it, got a sealed copy of this Leather Nun that I have seen people paying $100 for on eBay, but I'm only asking $35. Any takers on Leather Nun here? How's it going, Peter? Thanks for joining. This record is, these guys are from Florida. I love that there's a guy named Jungle Jim Mame. These guys were very heavy, but their songwriting was kind of glam. You know what I mean? And you've heard me talk more than once or twice about how like I really like I'm not a big fan of glam, but glam shit that with like that's like played heavy and noisy. It's some of the best shit around. And the band Mistress with 2 S's in the middle, I guess 4 S's total and a Y. They have that sound. I think the early Crew has that sound, and this fucking record totally has that sound. I think this blows the Crew away easy. It's like the Crew with better songs and better musicianship, probably too. All right, 35 on the Leather Nun. Any takers? Hide the current comment. Here we go. If War Cry, what song's meant to be 80s hair metal staples? Leather Nun only made 1 record. They're a one and done band. Private pressing. They were never on a label or anything like that. Yeah. All right, mull it over. It's okay, man. Just like say something later if you want to do it. It's a great record, though. I'll come back around to it probably because I can't not hype that fucking record. It's seriously an all-time favorite. I got a private message on one of the Leather Nuns. That's why I was just showing. I only have 2, and Chris asked me for 1, so. All right, cool. Let's move on. So this is another one on the same label, Wylan. This is Valhalla. And there have been a lot of bands called Valhalla, obviously, but Yeah, I'm not excited about shipping to Canada, but dude, we can figure it out. Um, I didn't even say what I was going to ask for shipping. I was thinking like $6 for shipping inside the U.S. and outside of the U.S. We'll figure it out. The fact is, when this is all over, if y'all could just like email me and say, hey, here's what I had, blah blah blah. Um, and if you don't remember, I'm making notes too, so hopefully that syncs up okay. And yeah, and if you're in Canada or wherever else, we'll just figure it out. Shipping has gotten pretty expensive from the U.S. Just so you know, so be ready for that. So yeah, this is like it's really kind of epic as far as the songwriting, like epic metal, but it's pretty heavy on the synth, compared with like a Manowar or something like that. I actually didn't like it at first for that reason, but I gave it a couple more listens. Not least of which reasons being the cover is so fucking good. But yeah, I've come around. I mean, obviously, I came around in a big way, big enough that I was looking to like sell it to people at a record show. So it's really epic sounding. It has this fucking angels and demons fighting on the cover, and yeah, it's fantastic, man. It's a fucking banger, and an original would cost you at least $100. By which I mean the cheapest original I've ever seen was $100. So yeah, $20 for this guy. Yeah, they're from Pittsburgh. The original record was a private press. Dude, shipping to Australia is fucking terrible from anywhere. Yeah, one LP to Canada from the US about $23. That sounds about right. It's like 27 or something like that to Europe these days. So that's what I'm saying. We can figure it out. You know what I mean? If you're getting a few things, it's not like I'm gonna just Well, I'll try and save as much money as I can. Is what I'm getting at. Yeah, originals on that Valhalla have been that much since the mid '90s. That's true. Oh hell yeah, Metal Neanderthal, going for the leather nun. Wise man. That record is so good. There we go. You see, Alan knows. You don't have to take my word for it because Alan showed up to have my back here. Appreciate it. Yeah, that sounds right. Under 2 pounds. All right. Did someone ask? Did someone want the Valhalla? I want to make sure I didn't miss it, but I didn't see anyone. You see, there you go. All right, cool. Mull it over. They're still here. Actually, let me hang on. I got to make one more note. I'm being very careful not to make any grooves in the jackets, by the way. I collect two, so I'm going to send this shit, gently. Dude, it should be a grail. It's one of the best fucking records ever made. All right. Here's another one. Good to see Bananas here. I always I always call him Bananas, by the way, instead of Mikey. It's from listening to Boss Man on Grown Man Record Night a long time ago. He's always be like, "What are you talking about, bananas?" And he always said it with this tone that I just thought was funny. So I sort of picked it up, and by the time I actually met him in person for the first time, he was already Bananas in my head. In case you're ever wondering. All right, here's another banger. This is I think it's a Shadow Kingdom reissue of In Death of Steve Sylvester by Death SS. I actually thought I had more of these, but this is my only copy of this. So I'm hoping to get 35 for one of this. It's actually a double, and I'd have to compare it to my original to see how much this is extra shit. I think there are a couple bonus. Actually, it might not be any bonus tracks. I don't know. Anyway, this is their debut album, which is funny because it came out like several years after a posthumous comp called The Story of Death SS. They had some singles like in the late 70s and the early 80s, and they put out the story of Death SS. And then a few years later, they got back together and put out this record. First of all, how about that cover, man? 10 out of 10, right? In Death of Steve Sylvester by Death SS. Goddamn, man. They did sort of darken the image a little bit, which I think is less than ideal, but it's a gem of a record. All right, Death SS. Yeah, I saw that too. Here, if you want to see what the deal is, there's someone who has two leather nuns. I've never seen two leather nuns in one place. In fact, I've only ever seen one leather nun, which is mine. Totally, man. Dude's backyard. Yeah, man. It sucks that shipping is so expensive to Australia, but all right. All right, cool. That's perfect. Thanks for letting me know on that. All right, any takers on Death SS? All right, mull it over. Hey, Shane. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming. All right, here we go. Alan might have some thoughts about this one. Ample Destruction. There's a High Roller reissue. $25. Brand new copy. This is not an auction. It's sort of an auction in that y'all kind of have to tell me as we're going what you want, but it's just set sale. I don't want to do the auction thing because it's kind of, we're all friends here. I don't want to do that. All right, Jag Panzer, or if you're Alan, Yag Panzer. Yes, like drop me a line so we can just like figure out like exactly, we can package everything together in case you're like me and not keeping track of shit very well. And if you're in the you're in the US, aren't you? I think so. $6 shipping, everything. All right, Jag Panzer, $25, and I think I have 2 copies of this. All right, I'm going to flip the record real quick. All right. Yeah, totally, man. That record is so good, that Jag Panzer. Hell yeah. All right, if anyone decides they want it, let me know. It's still going to sit here. Right on. I haven't heard the new one yet, actually. All right, cool. All right. This is a okay, so this one's out of my collection here. It's sort of mixed up a little bit. So this is a Nuclear War Now press of Speed Anarchy by Damnation. I couldn't read that. It's like an early, like sort of deathy, thrashy thing. And I kind of didn't love it. It didn't blow me away. But the main reason I'm getting rid of this is because it has this big booklet in it. And I kind of hate that. Look at how it fucking makes an impression on the thing like that. And that's the sort of thing that annoys me on my shelf. Fucking thick books. So if I don't really like the record, I'm kind of disinclined to tolerate that. So $15 and it's yours. Damnation. I think they're French Canadian. Hell, I suppose we can take a look at the booklet here and see. Yeah, it sure looks like it. Yeah, here there's like the series of French Canadian bands and shit like that. So, yeah, there we go. Brutal thrash. Ooh, I think I just have that too. So, Metal Overkill, you want Damnation? Awesome, man. I appreciate it. All right, cool. I will look, but I think I just have the two, and Metal Neanderthal got one, and Chris Rankin got the other. So I'll take a look though. If I have another one, I'll hook you up. All right, next one. This is a death metal one that honestly I just wasn't really crazy about it. There's nothing wrong with this record. It's not terrible, but this is Eternal Solstice. I'm trying to figure out what the title is. The wish is father to the thought. Oh, it says it right there too. I'm like looking at the spine like an asshole. Yeah. Yeah, this one just didn't blow me away. And actually, the other thing about this, I kind of hate the band name, Eternal Solstice. Anyway, if anyone's interested in checking this out, if any Eternal Solstice fans in the chat have any like extra hyping they can do to help me move this bad boy, $20, it's yours. All right. Well, we can move on. I have to like separate the shit that's accounted for and the shit that isn't now. All right. And I still have people coming in too, so. All right. This one got a lot of hype in the vinyl community. I grabbed this. I just didn't really think it was all that fantastic. The cover's great though. Eternal Champion. The Armor of Ire, which is also a pretty fantastic title. It's not as epic as it looks. It's really pretty solid heavy metal, though. There's really nothing wrong with this record. But and this record definitely has its fans in the community. But I'm just kind of not one of them, so I figure it's time to let someone else want it who has it. So $20, and it's yours. If there are any issues with condition, by the way, I'll sure to mention those too. These are pretty much all, I've only played them once or twice, if at all. Yeah, it's good, but right on. There we go. U.S. Epic Metal. There we go. Oh, right on, Earache. Thanks. I'll put it in your stack here. Cool. All right, man. I appreciate it. All right. So here's another one of the thrashy ones, like the death thrash ones. I always want to call them Yog Sothoth. They're actually called like Yog Sothoths or something like that. And yeah, it's a Nuclear War Now. This is, deathy, thrashy shit. Kind of an awesome cover, really. This is definitely kind of on the necro side for the sort of early thrash shit, but I just didn't love it. It's called Black Power Metal. It's pretty good. That's funny. For half a second, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, oh, I just showed the Eternal Champion. That's why. Because this does not sound like Manila Road. This is a lot rougher. Anyway, $15. Right on, man. Oh, that's the story. There we go. I didn't know that. Away from Voivod gave him the name, apparently. That's interesting. Yeah, they're French-Canadian. Like I said, I was kind of hoping I'd freak out over it, but I didn't. Uh-oh, Thumpfinger's going for it. I don't know if this is going to have the kind of bass action you're looking for, man. You sure? All right, man. Well, thanks. All right, here's a new wave of British heavy metal one. Very rare single these guys made. This is Demolition. This is a hell yeah, man. This is Demolition. It is a high roller. I almost said reissue. It's really not. It's an LP with like a bunch of old stuff on it. It comes with this single. A little bonus. It is very heavy by new wave British heavy metal standards. I think their songwriting could have been a little bit better, but they're really good. They really are. This is another one where there's a big booklet in it and like a little bit too much sort of bonus shit. So yeah, they had a Sikh in the band, by the way. Their bass player like actually showed up like that. He's like a no shit Sikh, which automatically wins my heart. But I'm letting this one go anyway, and I only want $20 for it. Anyone interested? This thing's been sitting on my shelf, man. I actually want to track down the original single one of these days. Metal Overkill gets it. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'd like to track down the original single, but I never pay this thing. You know, another one I'll tell you right now is in here too. There's a double of by the band Salem, also another new wave British heavy metal band, and I love their single, but for some reason, like the 2-record set kind of spoils it for me a little bit. Like I kind of like the mystery and just sort of like the obscurity of like this band's entire existence being encapsulated in this one single. And I kind of feel the same way about Demolition, I guess. You know what I mean? So if I get an opportunity to grab this single, it'll probably cost me a lot more than $20, and I'll probably jump on it. But the LP, man, Metal Overkill is going to give it a good home for me, and I appreciate it. All right. First Tyrant, Legions of the Dead. Yeah, ain't that the truth? All right, Legions of the Dead by Tyrant. It's their first album. It's really kind of a banger. These guys took a little while to grow on me, honestly. I had a copy of Too Late to Pray, which was their second one a long time ago, and I kind of didn't love it, and I let it go, and then I got it again, and I listened to it. I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? This is a banger, you know? So sort of a bit of a creeper band for me, but I've really come around on them. I'm letting this go because they reissued it with a gatefold, and that kind of annoys me. So $25 is what I'm asking for it. And it is on blue vinyl. Look at that. Holy shit. So yeah, it's a very nice package. Shadow Kingdom, nice pressing and all that. We just all have our hang-ups. And one of mine is when they redo when the original thing was kind of primitive and they make it too deluxe and too nice in a reissue, I kind of get annoyed. So I'm letting it go. Anyone interested? Metal Neanderthal's got my back here. It does match the spider, the thumbnail. Yeah. That's a Pokey, by the way. Pescalotheria metallica, like Miss U identified way back at the beginning, if anyone happened to see that really early comment. So it's the kind of shit that I've been learning, like watching these fucking spider videos. And if y'all keep watching my videos, you're going to get it pretty soon, too, because I kept running in the background on my shit all the time. So all right, anyone interested in the Tyrant? Yeah, I kind of like the opaque too, the opacity of it. I think it's. I tend to think the opaque colors look nicer than the translucent ones, though. Not always, but usually. So yeah, I'm with you. OG1. Oh, dude. I forgot about that. So it took me a second to figure out what Alan was talking about. I've been talking about doing a stream where I do a tier list of Pokemon from the first generation, because that's the only one where I really know them at all. And no, not because, I mean, I was already too old for that shit when it was like a thing, but my kids got me into Pokemon. And I played Pokemon Red and Pokemon the second and third generations I played too. But the one that I really sort of latched on to where I like got to know the names and shit were mostly the first generation ones. So I could probably sit down and do that. I might do that one of these days, but y'all might hate that shit too, because I don't know how many Pokemon fans are in my audience. I was like, she's talking about that rum? But why would I be ranking a rum when the yeah. All right, so this one, it's funny. This is a 100 run. So it's actually really rare, right? But this Jackie Starr record called Blah 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 with a hand-drawn cover like that, just on a plain one. It's basically just prank phone calls. It's like some guy who would like call up um like want ads he would find in the paper. He'd like call him up and like he had a couple of lines like, yeah, Jackie Starr, that's 1 T and 2 R's, and then like like I got the looks and the chops and shit like that. And yeah, the guy who put this out thought it was really funny, and I ended up with a copy because but I really kind of hate it. So if you want it, $10. And this is actually number 86 out of 100. I feel like the Jerky Boy shit or like the Tube Bar shit, this might appeal to you because it's like that, only music themed. But yeah, I don't think I've played this even once, actually. I listened to it at his house. So, all right, I'm done talking about Jackie Starr, but if anyone is interested, let me know. Yeah, because I have 10 on it. You could probably talk me down from there. Yeah, it is. Have you heard that one, actually? That the Jackie Starr record? Are you familiar with that? It's like a 20-year-old record now at this point, you know, and like there are none for sale on Discogs when I looked. But it doesn't really seem like it's in high demand either, you know. Just that's sort of one of those records that shows just because something is rare doesn't necessarily mean that it's expensive, you know. Yeah. Well, you're not missing a whole ton. I mean, unless you're into that sort of thing. I'm going to, you know, but you know, I mean, I really liked the Tube Bar calls when I first heard that shit, you know. So yeah. Jerky Boys are pretty huge. All right. I think there are probably some fans of this one. This is a high roller pressing Manila Road Invasion. Gatefold cover, which I don't love, but this record probably deserves it if anything does. But no, it is not Jack Starr, it is Jackie Starr. I want to make sure no one gets the wrong idea about that because I'd feel really bad if you thought it was a Jack Starr record. That's actually a lot better than I expected it to be. Alan put me onto that shit. And instead you got some fucking prank phone calls, man. Yeah. Here we go. All right, so let's all educate Alan about Manila Road. No, I'm just kidding, because he's kidding too. So this is the very first record. It's a lot more sort of 70s sounding. It's sort of rooted in the 70s. If you can even dig this one. I mean, this really sort of walks the line. You know how there's some records where, like, if you're really into 70s shit and you're really into 80s shit, things sort of walk the line in a way where it's just kind of not quite right. This is like the opposite of that. I can listen to this when I'm in the 70s headspace or the 80s headspace. It's a great record, great songs all the way through. I think it's a lot better than the first Heavy Load myself. But it's a great record, and they did a really nice job with this. So I'm asking 30 for it. Anyone interested? They redid it with the reproduced it with the purple border. Oh, by the way, as far as this is one of the ones that I wholesaled, so that's why. Yeah, I actually have two copies of this. I have a white border one and I have a purple border one. So, yeah. So I don't really need the third copy. All right, anyone going for the Manila Road? If you're a Slough-Feg fan, Street Jammer, which is on this album, was covered by them on the one with the comic book cover. I guess that could be just about any Slough-Feg, really. Hard Worlder, I think it's called. All right, if you're mulling it over, just let me know when you get there. Great Manila Road record. All right. This is a Music on Vinyl pressing. This is brand new. Oh, hang on a sec. Peter Brickley, you're talking about the Manila Road? I think it's just black, but let me double check. Yeah, it's just black. Yeah, 30 if you're interested. Just let me know in the chat, and I will put it aside for you. All right, so I just teased this one. This is a brand new music on vinyl pressing of the second Overkill full length, Taking Over. Excuse me, which is a really good record, man. Yeah, like I looked at this and I was like, this cover. Well, I don't know. The cover of the first one isn't really that great either, you know. The third and fourth records are pretty good covers though, and I was like, oh man, this one looks kind of lame. But I listened to it and I was like, fuck, dude, that's really good, man. There you go. Yeah, this is pretty high up there. I don't want to sit here and say, "Oh, this is my favorite Overkill record," because it feels like I'm hyping, and I'm not as deep with Overkill as some of the guys in the community are. But this is a really fucking good record, man. So, all right, 25. Any takers on the Overkill? I'll show it one more. Actually, I keep putting this back on. Yeah, pretty sure it's black vinyl. All right. I might run through these again at the end, give you all another chance or something, because you're passing up on some really good ones. All right, man. Here's one that I've probably talked about as much as anybody. I was going to say in the community, probably as much as anybody, period, has ever talked about this band. You're not going to be at all surprised to find that I wholesaled some of these just so I could like hype them at record shows. This is the Black Death album. And this one, they did give it a gatefold, and they updated the logo. Those are pretty much the only significant differences with the from the original, though. And this one is on a nice orange vinyl, and it has the bonus 45 in it. So this is complete. And I know there are a couple other things that have been released after the fact, but yeah. But as far as like it being perfect in just a package, I said package too. I'm just gonna let y'all see this band photo for a second here. I mean, Jesus Christ. See, there you go. I have an original too. Flawless album. There you go. I called this album the #1 metal record of 1984. And when I made that video, like probably 5 years ago now, I was thinking, oh, I'm going to change my mind about all these. But I'll tell you something, man. I'd still call this the #1 metal record of 1984. And that's 1984. That's not like, 1996 or some really weak year for metal. I don't really think there's such a thing as a better heavy metal record than Black Death. I would stake my reputation on this record. I got to take a second here. I actually have a couple of these, so yeah, and y'all are going to miss out if you don't jump. You'd have to jump. I got to reassemble this fucking thing. There we go. Look at that. I undercut my own sale here. No, I'm just kidding. That's totally fine. Glad you got your hands on it, because this is really one of my favorite records ever. And this band should have more fans, and it's like they're so good. These guys get hyped as being, an all-black heavy metal band. And I mean, yeah, that's true. $30, Louis. But I almost hate to mention that about them, because it's so easy to hold them up as like a novelty act, because heavy metal was largely so white, you know what I mean, except for like some Mexicans out of Texas and Southern California and some few Asians in the Bay Area, you know what I mean. There weren't a lot of black guys playing it, so it almost feels like you're holding it up as a novelty record to even mention that. But this record is just so fucking good, like on its own terms. Louis taking a copy. I have a couple more. I think I have like 3 or 4. So if anyone else wants one, let me know. But I can sit here and hype Black Death all day long. I could make a video every week talking about how great Black Death is. I just started writing Black Death down instead of writing Louis' name on the fucking post-it. All right, let me put another record real quick. Everyone else think about whether you need the Black Death, because the answer is you do. Like some of these I wouldn't push as hard, but that record is just so fucking good and so essential. All right. Oh, look at that. All right. Does anyone else want a Black Death before I move on? Thanks, man. That's what I was going for. I was hoping this would kind of be fun, regardless of how much I sell. I kind of come into this with no expectations. You know, there we go. This is the brute force comp, Alan. Did you recognize the last one? Was it loud enough that you could hear it? Yeah, for anyone else, it was Rock Snacks that we were listening to just now. I just pulled out some comps to play while I'm doing this because I've got to have music. Yeah, it wasn't that loud, so no worries. I'm sure you would have, dude. I mean, come on, let's be honest. All right, here's another banger, man. Now, this is a weird one, okay? This is the Mesmerist record. And, dude, this is just a weird fucking record. It's one of only a couple of metal records that I own that have hand claps on them, like these programmed ones. Like, you ask me, like, name all the metal records you can think of that have hand claps on them. And I go, okay, the Mesmerist, the First Talon. Now I'm kind of stuck. you know? So anyway, this is a weird one. They only made one EP that is still pretty hard to find. No, that one's staying here, man. Sorry. And I don't have the original 45. I just have that comp. But that's one of those records where I kind of got it for the reproduction of the single. But the fucking whole record, like all the demo shit or whatever else, is so good. Oh, Metal Neanderthal's taking one too. Sorry, I almost missed that. Give me 1 second here. I'll let Bananas hype the Mesmerist track for a minute for me here. It's funny. Now I'm starting to wonder how many of these fucking things have already sold. All right, so back to the Mesmerist here. So it was sort of a mystery for a long time who played the drums on this thing because Bill Ward wasn't actually, his name might have even been on there, but there was like no talk about it or something like that. It was sort of, I think he was uncredited. I'd have to double check. Yeah, so there was just the one EP, and then there was another one that was recorded. Like just a year or two later, so pretty much contemporary and still really good too. And they put that on the second side of this one. This is one where I do have an original, but I actually kept the reissue of it because I like the side two, the additional material enough that it's totally worth it. This record was described to me before I heard them. Someone described them to me as a cross between Merciful Fate and Death SS. And I really still don't know if I can do any better than that, except that I would say that it kind of has the groove, like the band is like Death SS, like early on, like when the songs were really simple and shit. And the singer's going for like a Merciful Fate thing, like a King Diamond type of deal. So it's a very weird record. The guy's name is like Paul Mesmercado or something like that. Like, look at how fucking homemade this looks. They didn't do too much to update the back cover, fortunately. And yeah, it's produced by Tommy Mesmercado. So there we go. All right, man. We'll see. A solo album, I tend to shy away from a little bit, but we'll see, man. Actually, remind me later because I'm going to forget in the middle of all this shit. Is this on colored vinyl? Let me check. No, it's just black. Yeah, very unusual record. There's not a lot of shit out there that sounds like The Mesmerist. And I am asking a mere $25 for this guy. Fuck, if I can get it back in the thing, I'm going to take the whole thing out. All right, anyone going for The Mesmerist? It's going to fucking... There we go. I am kind of indifferent to colored vinyl at this point, honestly. You know, when I was like in my teens, I thought it was really cool. And then like, I never really got like sort of anti-colored vinyl the way some people do. Now it is. I mean, every so often you see it and it looks really nice. Actually, the orange color on that Black Death is really nice, but I might be biased. But, you know, when people do these really sort of interesting splatters and shit, I'm not going to shit on that. You know, it's nice to look at. But, you know, I'm not necessarily inclined to go out of my way for it, you know. Like, if there's a nice colored vinyl pattern, I'll pay $1 or $2 extra for it, but I won't pay $5 extra for it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you see where the black one is 25 and the special edition colored one is 32, I'm going to take the black vinyl. But if it's 26, I might grab the colored one just for the hell of it. Anyway, The Mesmerist. Anyone any takers? 25. You know something that it's always kind of tickled me about this cover is they kind of put too much space between the word "the" and Mesmerist. You see that? Like the spacing just isn't quite right. It's one of many things I love about this fucking thing. And yeah, totally. Like when people mauled really hard about colored vinyl, I'm like, dude, I think maybe you're like, I don't know. Maybe your life is too easy if you can spend that much energy getting upset about colored vinyl, you know? There we go. People almost never just unequivocally stand up for colored vinyl like that. So hats off to Sunday morning sessions for being a little bit of a contrarian too. Right on. All right, well, let's move on then. Alan has the Witchfinder General records on every color of vinyl that they ever came out in. So this is a bit of an understatement for anyone in the chat who may not be catching on. But we're just like exposing him right here. Oh, that's funny. That'd be a good t-shirt. All right, here's another new wave of British heavy metal one. This is a comp. I know there's another one that's close to Alan's heart by Bleak House. And it's sort of weird because it came with this sort of quasi-obi thing that was sort of folded around the spine, and I stuck it in flat to sort of protect it. But that's what it looks like. These guys made 2 singles back in the 80s, both of which are very rare and very expensive. I think if this band had been founded like 4 years later, they probably would have been epic metal. As it was, they were like in there with the songwriting, with the intent. But since their influences were all from the 70s, they kind of had sort of more of a hard rocky kind of approach to it. So it's a really interesting sound. It's really kind of a unique band for that. Both the singles had really basic covers. There they are pictured. And yeah, this has the material from the singles and then some demo stuff on it too. This is on Buried by Time and Dust, a label that I consider very reputable. And I'll actually vouch for the guy who started it too. His name is Russ. I haven't talked to him in a few years, but he's a good dude. And he actually says he found an original Tyrant Hold Back the Lightning single for a few bucks at Amoeba. I think it was at Amoeba, but it was just sitting there in the bin. And Alan probably has to get up and change his underwear if he hadn't already heard that story. Yeah, I actually still have the High Roller one on the shelf. That's why there's a lot of duplicated stuff here. And again, that one just has the singles, and the extra material. I kind of don't. It's just kind of how I roll with this stuff. I tend to sort of like the original package. Uh, so anyway, this is really good quality stuff. It's not the heaviest thing you'll ever hear, but it's a cool record. Very cool band. And yeah, what did I say? What I was asking for this? 25 for this one. Anyone interested in Bleak House? I'll tell you one thing: the Wax isn't going to have that in any of his auctions anytime soon. Yeah, Wendy Tipton, you want the Bleak House? All right. Easy name to remember, but you probably hear that 100,000 times. So, all right, thanks. All right, got a death metal one here. Yeah, this is out of my stash. This is one that I checked out when I sort of rediscovered death metal a few years ago. There were some hits and some that, maybe weren't terrible, but didn't really grab me. And yeah, Misery was kind of one of them. Also, honestly, I kind of hate the cover. So yeah, this is it's a relatively short one. It's an EP, I think. It is on the Crypt Records. It might be on colored vinyl. Yeah, it's on blue vinyl. It's from 1994. And I'm trying to figure out where they are from because I just don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. This reissue is 2015. The original recordings are... Oh, there we go. The Australians are jumping up and down now for this one. If you don't buy this one, Simon is going to think you're an asshole. And I'm only asking 25 for it. Anyone interested in Misery? That's kind of a funny thing to ask. Is anyone interested in Misery? Yeah, dude, right on. Yeah, that's something I got from the European collectors. Let's say the vinyls, like the vinyls. Because I haven't said this in a while, actually, but, some people get mad about people using the word vinyls as a plural for vinyl, obviously. I think it's great. Because 20 years ago, when you would go on these forums where all the collectors were Germans and Greeks, basically, and a couple other people from here and there, but mostly Germans and Greeks, you would hear people using the term vinyls, or you would see it on the things, right? And occasionally they'd pronounce it vinyl, too, if they really didn't know if you were talking with them. So, yeah, so anyway, it's a case, hearing native English speakers talk about vinyls seems to me to be a case of native speakers getting slang from non-native speakers of their own language. And I just fucking love that. I mean, just as a phenomenon, as someone who's interested in languages, I can't be mad about that. So, yeah, we're not saying it like that. And no, I fucking hate it all, actually. Oops. All right, there we go. All right. Anyone want to take the Misery record off my hands? 25. It does sound like Vittles. Something I just noticed recently is that Vittles sounds a lot like Vitals. I wonder if it has something to do with, like, given that Vittles tends to be like what you give the animals, you know what I mean? It's like you slaughter your animal and like the guts and the shit that you don't want yourself, you give to your animals, your dogs or whatever else. I wonder if that's where it came from, if it was sort of slang from vitals, like vital organs, and came to just mean, like be slang for food, All right, here's one. It's funny because I saw Mr. Soldier 777 was on the Headbanging Zulu stream earlier today. And he was talking about this record, which I'm letting go. because I just don't need that much Deliverance. I have like 4 Deliverance records, and 2 of them are in the stack today, and this is one of them. Actually, it might be more than that. Yeah, Deliverance, Jesus metal, Christian thrash, pretty good. I mean, a little bit derivative to my ears, honestly. They're never really the most original band. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with this record. I just don't need that many of their albums, man. I'm going to keep the first 2, and that's probably it. But yeah, $20 for this one. Oops. There we go. You see, look, someone's vouching for it. Yeah, it's not their best one. But I don't think their best one is the greatest thing ever either, you know? All right, anyone interested in Deliverance? $20. Got to keep up with the chat here. All right. Stick it aside. All right, another music on vinyl one. Another one that I kind of expect everyone to have. Yeah, dude, there are a lot of bands called Deliverance. I mean, it's not as bad as Tyrant or, frankly, Valhalla or there are a couple of those really sort of generic names, but yeah. Anyway, this here is another music on vinyl, and it is the First Metal Church. Classic. What do I need to say about this one? Is there anyone watching this who doesn't know the First Metal Church? I bet there are people who don't have it on record, though. This is a nice pressing. So music on vinyl has a good reputation, and I'm asking $30 for this one. Yeah, for these prices, what I was doing was going on. Yeah, actually, Bananas would like this one probably. It's a really good record. You know, for some reason, I didn't really latch on to them in the 80s either. There's another band where, like, when I sort of rediscovered metal after I got out of college and shit, I was like, man, how did I snooze on this fucking band? Because they're so good, especially this record, man. This First Metal Church is really a classic. All right. Scott Hendrickson is taking it off my hands. I appreciate it. Does it have the bonus song Big Guns? I don't think so. No. Hang on, I got confused now. Okay, there we go. All right. I appreciate it, man. Thanks. As always, yeah, the email's at the bottom, so just like hit me up and contact information. We'll sort the shit out. Next one should be another pretty easy one. There's a Big Beat press. Actually, I think it's a Big Beat press. It only says Chiswick on the back, though. Wick 2. All right, well, it's First Motorhead with like silver bore on the cover. $20. What can I say about Motorhead that you don't already know? I do, but not in the stack. I actually just got that pretty recently. You'd be surprised how recently I got that second Metal Church. It took me a while to find it after I decided I wanted it. All right, who needs a First Motorhead? This is probably my favorite Motorhead. Has a lot of that sort of 70s vibe and shit, but it fucking rocks, man. A Vibrator is one of the best hooks in all of Motorhead's catalog. Although it looks like it's, dude from the Pink Fairies who wrote it, so there's a little hint. Lost Johnny, Iron Horse, Born to Lose, White Line Fever, The Watcher, and of course the song Motorhead. All right, anyone need a First Motorhead for $20, brand new and sealed? Yeah, what label? I could have sworn this was a Big Beat press, but my other one is, this one is just a Chiswick as far as I can tell. It does have a little Ace Records logo, but can you see that right there? Does that answer your question? It's about the best I can do. The spine also just has the Wick 2. Well, there you go, Chiswick. And then over here, the Wick 2. So, Yeah, I almost feel like this is the best of both worlds because there's enough of that sort of Hawkwind in it, and like heavy Hawkwind, which I was going to say is the best Hawkwind, but like I kind of like everything that Hawkwind does. Right on. Um, oh, hang on, I got lost in the comments now. I think someone did take the damnation. Yeah, a metal. Oh shit. Let me double check. Yeah, Metal Overkill got the damnation. Sorry, dude, but thanks for your interest. And then yeah, it's kind of is like Hawkwind on even more speed. All right, that's cool. Let me know, man. Yeah, I try to take care of them. And if there's anything wrong with any of these two, I'll let you know. So far, almost everything I've shown has been new. And the ones out of my collection, I've only played once or twice. There are a few deeper in that might not be perfect, but I don't remember right off. So, cool. All right. All right. So if anyone decides they want that, let me know. And Nick is checking to see if he has one, but it's not firm yet. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. And I actually have two of these in case more than one of you needs it. But another classic, man. Eyes of Horror by Possessed. I mean, come on. It's produced by Joe Satriani, but don't hold that against it. It's still a really good Possessed record. Maybe the most like sort of pure speed as far as the Possessed catalog goes, because the first one sort of had that roughness to it. Seven Churches, and then Beyond the Gates had that weird sort of progginess or something like that. Or yeah, I mean progginess, I would call it, sort of the weird riffs and shit like that. And then this one was almost just like a straight up speed metal record, like almost like early Metallica or something like that. So yeah, though, classic record, man. The Eyes of Horror. I no one said anything yet. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Yeah. So do I. Right on. There we go. It's Earache My Eyes' favorite Possessed after Seven Churches. $20. Anyone need a copy? My only beef with this record is they took the cross out of the logo. I kind of wish they hadn't done that. So it was more intimidating with the big cross in there. Yeah, sorry, but that's not going to be happening. There you go. Someone else vouching for it. The Eyes of Horror. So that's a problem with records that everyone already knows are great. All right, if anyone needs that, let me know. It's not too late if it isn't already accounted for. So, all right, another speedy classic. Okay, there's a sticker on the thing, so. And I actually have two of these as well. This is a record a band I've long said I consider to be really kind of underrated as far as German speed shit goes, because yeah, I love Destruction and Creator and Sodom as much as the next guy, but you know who's way better than Tankard and some of the other bands is fucking Living Death. And this is only an EP, but god damn is it heavy. This is a high roller one. Great record though, with the uncensored cover. But as far as I know, the only thing that was censored about is there's a sticker over that. So they aren't really hung up about nudity in Germany the way we tend to be over here. So all right, Nick's taking the Motorhead. Hang on one sec. Let me make a note or else I'll lose my shit here. I don't mean lose my shit like, I just mean like misplace everything, like I tend to do. All right. So here we go, back to the weapons. I think the really essential Living Death records, by the way, are Metal Revolution, this EP, and Protected from Reality. I like the first record too. I like the record after Protected from Reality a lot too. But this is like right in the sort of prime Living Death. And these are actually on really, speaking of colored vinyl, colored vinyl. I've set that expectation. This is the sort of thing where when it looks like that, I mean, I'm not going to mold about that. That looks really cool, and I don't care. I've been collecting records for, 35 years. Won't be long before it's 40 years. And man, that looks cool. I'm not so jaded that I'm going to deny the obvious about it, Actually, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to stick it in the phone. So anyway, Living Death, back to the weapons. Yeah, there we go, man. Charlie knows. All right, any takers on Living Death? And thank you, Sunday Morning. I'll get that in 1 second here. Oh, fuck, I don't lose my sticker. I'll forget what I said. I'm worried for these guys. All right, Sunday Morning Sessions. All right, yeah, just email me afterwards and get this shit out. Which Warning are we talking about? The French band? Yes, and they're really good. All right. Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. The record. Oh, are you talking about that band? No, I'm thinking of Wanted. I don't know, actually, but something. I got to get moving or else this thing is going to take forever. I'll look, though, later on. Thanks for asking. God damn, what a turnout, too. 70 people watching this shit. I guess that's what happens when I go live at 9 instead of, 2 in the morning. All right. I'm to deal with, the possessed digression there. Anyone for Living Death, $20? We'll move on here. But it's not too late. If someone else hasn't already grabbed it, you're up to it. All right, here's another one Alan can back me up on. This is another new wave of British heavy metal band. This is a band called Ritual. And the album is called Widow. And it's a really weird one. It feels really sort of distant, sort of kind of understated, and a really sort of an atypical songwriting style for a new wave of British heavy metal stuff. But it's a little hard to articulate exactly how. So, yeah, it's an unusual record. My biggest beef with this one is that it has a different cover from the original art. But yeah, there we go. I like this record. Alan loves this record. He liked it enough to track down an original. Yeah, I liked it enough to get this reissue. And then I got one with the original cover, also a reissue. I don't have an original of it either, though. But this is an extra now. And it has bonus 45 and everything. And I'm asking $20 for it. Yeah, that was kind of how they started out. I actually have one or two of the really early high roller ones in here too, actually. So we'll get to those. Metal Overkill's going for it. All right, I appreciate it. Now Alan can tell you how you're going to regret it. He's going to tell you the opposite. Honestly, this is one of those records that I don't feel like I've fully digested yet. Oh, shit, man. You just got beat out, dude. I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, and I just have the one of this one. Yeah, this is one of those bands where I listen to it and I feel like it's a really cool record, but I haven't fully assimilated it yet. You know what I mean? It's one that I sort of pull out every so often. So one of these days I'm probably gonna, pull it out and be freaking out and hunting for an original or something like that. But yeah. Oops. Yeah, dude, I love Shiva. I really do. They're kind of corny, but I fucking love them. And actually, The one that I've been playing most of theirs is the Rock Lives On single, which is probably their corniest song with that talk box on there going Rock Lives On. But I fucking love it. So yeah, great band. They're almost like they're like if Rush were cool. Yeah, see? All right, here we go. I said there was more Deliverance in there. River Disturbance. This one actually has a better reputation than the one I showed before among Deliverance fans. Again, I'm not really the biggest Deliverance fan. This is a pretty cool record. I mean, it's not sealed, which means I listened to it at least once. Yeah, it rocks. I just have more Deliverance than what I need, that's all. And I had 30 on this, but I'll take 25. Does anyone want this Deliverance for 25? Yeah, it's a solid thrash band. Oh, I didn't say when it was from. It's a little bit later. 94. But see, 94 isn't too late for Jesus metal. Because you know how people sort of ripped on like Jesus metal for being sort of behind the times. Well, here's the thing: is that now in hindsight, what that means is that shit, like the good shit, extends out a little bit later than the other shit. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're looking at like, a Combat release from like '94, you'd be like, that's probably too late, man. But if it's Jesus metal, it might be solid, man. This is a pretty solid record, as I recall. So, all right, 25 if anyone wants it. I'll make a note in case someone chimes in a minute, so I don't forget and overcharge. Yes, there is a striper in the stack, actually. All right. I was a little bit on the fence up putting this one in there, but I do have a, there we go. Deliverance is pretty decent. I mean, they're not the greatest band ever. I'm not going to say, oh my God, it's not Black Death, right? If it's a choice between a Black Death record and a Deliverance record, and you buy the Deliverance, you're making a mistake, man. The Black Death is where it's at. But it's a good record, man. You want to hear some solid thrash? It's pretty good, kind of derivative, but not bad at all, man. A fun listen. So, all right, anyway. This is a relatively early reissue on Doomed Planet Records of the Relic EP with some other shit on it, too. Relic was a band out of San Francisco. Relic with 1K and 2 L's. There we go, man. Got some support for Deliverance here. That's awesome. Yeah, Relic is really good heavy metal, man. Solid, interesting mood, atmosphere. They made one EP as a 4-track EP called Remember the Future, which is kind of a shitty title. But it's a really good record, man. And yeah, when I reach for it, I always pull out the EP instead of this one. So I was thinking maybe I can let this one go. So I'm asking 35 for this one. It's a very cool package, good pressing. This is from this record's old enough that people weren't making records at all unless they were going to put a little love into them. So, yeah, this is a Doomed Planet, and it came out in, I don't see. Yeah, I'd have to look at like the insert or something, unless Alan just knows right off or something, because I don't remember. But probably like late 90s, early 2000s, somewhere in there. I probably had this about 20 years. It was before Rob from Doomed Planet left California. Anyway, great record, Relic. And the extra shit is also pretty good, too. Just because I'm a fetishist for the original EP doesn't mean you have to be. All right, anyone interested in Relic? All right, I'm not going to insist on that one because I don't mind keeping it. All right, here's another one that I was a little on the fence about. This is mostly in the stack because I don't like the cover. There we go, 2001. That sounds right. Right around that, because I think he moved to Oregon just a couple years later, right? I think he was in Oregon already by the time I moved back to San Francisco in 2004, but I could be wrong. Anyway, forget about the autobiography. This is Obsessions, which I believe is the third Sacred Warrior album. Sacred Warrior is one of the better like Christian thrash records as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, the cover's kind of crappy, but these guys are a really good thrash band. This was originally released in '91, which is definitely not too late. Here we go. And this is a colored vinyl edition of it on this sort of weird cream color. It's actually, I think it's my eyes. I'm not sure if it's pink or cream, but or like orange creamsicle, I mean. But there we go. Very cool record. Very cool band. You know, some of the I've been a little bit lukewarm on Deliverance, sort of in the course of this discussion here. The Sacred Warrior record's really good, man. Like I said, I kind of hate the cover. The first one's staying here because I really like the cover of that one. And it's one of these limited run vinyl versions. So what did I have on this? 35 I'm asking for this one. There's another one I don't mind keeping, to be honest with you. But if someone wants to take this off my hand for 35, it's yours. It looks flesh colored, pretty much. All right, Obsessions. There we go. See, some people are more forgiving than me. How do we buy? You see my email address going across at the bottom right there? I'm trying to point at it there, but oh, Ryan, right on, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. The way you do it is just like call it out as we go through it. I'm going to sort of show these and we're talking about it because we're kind of hanging out and being friendly here too, right? But yeah, just say it. And then like after we're done here, just send me an email and we'll settle. Okay. I'm asking inside the US, I'm asking $6 flat to ship. If you're not in the US, we'll figure it out. Dude, I actually need some Bitcoin because the IRS called me and they were like seizing my social security number and shit. So I need to go to the Bitcoin ATM to give them some money so I don't get arrested tomorrow. That's what I need the Bitcoin for. Yeah, PayPal. Actually, PayPal only, please. I really don't want to deal with anything else. Honestly, I'll tell you why PayPal only. Because whatever comes out tonight is going into records for me that I'm going to show in future videos. So if it's already in the PayPal account, it's basically monopoly money, and it's like I traded this shit for something else. All right, that's just like laying it out on the table here. That's kind of what we're doing. I almost said that's the point of this exercise. The fact is, I kind of don't need some of this shit. You know what I mean? I've explained why for different things, and we're doing that anyway because that's kind of part of the fun here, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, it's a pretty good analogy. You know, they're pretty speedy, but they're not like a full-on thrash like in Deliverance or a Tourniquet or something like that, you know. Very cool record. Yeah, this we can negotiate, you know. I don't want anyone to like feel worried. Although the fact is, I have a fair bit to lose. If I got a reputation for ripping people off, I don't think that'd be very good for my channel. And it's not like I'm Mr. Beast or PewDiePie or anything here, but I still, you know, I like people to not be mad at me when they're commenting on shit. All right, this is kind of a great one, kind of a classic. And I can't stand it, and I'm letting it go because I hate what they did with the fucking cover. But this is an extremely rare single that Alan probably knows more about than I do. This band called Sacrifice out of Sweden. They made one single. As far as I know, that was it. And this is the 35th anniversary edition, where instead of just doing a fucking nice reissue where they like, you know, put the guy on it from the original, because you look closely at that guy, he looks so stupid. That's the makings of a fucking great cover in my estimation. And this is my kind of music. It really is. But they just fucked up this package so bad it bothers me. So if you're not bothered by shit like that, this is a great opportunity to get some fucking great music. And I'm only asking 20 for it because I kind of want to get it out of here because I hate it. That's why this one's going. Because the fucking cover. What can I say? It's the dark side of like being kind of a fetishist, which is what I kind of am with the records anyway, right? It's not about sound quality or that audiophile shit. I just like records. I like how they feel. But if they look really shitty, it bothers me. There's actually at least one more in here that's in the list for the same reason. So You want to take the sacrifice off my hands for $20? Yeah, this is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of rare Swedish shit, right? But my understanding is, Alan will correct me if I don't know if I'm wrong, because I don't know the Swedish shit so much. But yeah, this is like one of the grails. There might be even more sacrifices than there were tyrants. All right, Willie K, right on, man. You got it. Thank you. It's not dissimilar to what they did with that Mad Season reissue, actually. They really made that thing look shitty, too. Now, to tell you the truth, that cover isn't my taste as much as the Sacrifice one is. I mean, look at that fucking shit. Look at that guy. Look at his face. You know, I mean, that just... I see that, and I take out my wallet, you know? But, yeah, so I didn't love the Mad Season as much originally, but it's pretty much the same idea. It's definitely a bummer. Heavy Therapy, you did not miss all the death metal. There's more coming, and we went past a couple, too. Did you see any of the death metal? Let me know, because if you're interested, I can whip through it real quick. There are only a couple in here so far. Excuse me, everybody else. Yeah, here are the only death metal ones we talked about. Looks like the Red Guards, if the Red Guards look really stupid. Yeah, so the only ones that I had up are this Misery EP. The Australian Classic is what the Australians are telling me, but I didn't love it. I'm asking 25 for that one. And this Eternal Solstice, which I'm asking 24. Yeah. If I missed another one that I didn't sell to, let me know. Or hasn't gone yet, you know. If I'm not too burned out at the end, too, I'll come back around. We're making pretty decent progress here. We're about halfway through, not quite. Yeah, Death That Says. I don't know if I'd call them death metal. I think we'll all take the Misery. All right, I teased this one before. Salem. Great band. Cool cover. And this is kind of just too much for me. It kind of spoils the mystique for me a little bit. So once again, if you're not exactly the same kind of fetishist that I am, $30 for this guy. It's a double, has both the songs off the single and a couple different versions and a whole bunch of extra shit. And I don't think there were ever that many people in the band at the same time. Yeah, totally. That's funny. Yeah, well, let's check out the mustaches. Yeah, Paul Mendham and Paul Conyers and Paul Tong. You know what's funny? Here, check this out. Everyone named Paul has a mustache. And everyone without a mustache is not named Paul. Let's just ponder that for a moment here. I actually need a pee, so I'm going to let you ponder it for a minute. Yeah, Salem, though, double record set. This is what the cover of the single looked like, although I don't think I don't think there were more than a few copies out there that had the single. And yeah, a bunch of text on the inside that I kind of never bothered to read. Very cool band, though. And one that doesn't get talked about as much as some of the other ones, you know. All right, anyone with the Salem for $30? No comment. There we go. Right on. It's a cool band. I liked them enough to track down the single. So, all right. If anyone wants this guy, let me know. All right. And, honestly, talk amongst yourselves for a couple minutes here because I have to pee. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'll let the record play so you have a little entertainment here. Can you hear the music? You do need to hear it. Let's go listen to it while I'm peeing, and then when you love it, come back and let me know you want the record. So, because it's way cheaper than the single. All right. If you can hear the music, I'm gonna let it run for a minute. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Let me check up on the chat now. All right, cool. Yeah, not going to happen. I'm a little too prudish for that sort of thing. Thanks for keeping it going, Alan. I do appreciate that. Ion Britain is great. That's actually one of those where I had it and didn't really love it. There's one that I got cheap because of the pop-off book, right? And I almost let it go when I sort of fell on hard times, and I didn't. And then, like, later on, I listened to it, I was like, oh, fuck, am I glad I kept this. This is so fucking good. Holy shit. Yeah, Dark Knight. If you want a Dark Knight, we can talk. But that's a different conversation. Like I said, nothing in the stack is over $40. And that one would be. Cool. I don't have a whole lot of Doom in the stack. I was really kind of sticking with the metal shit. So I probably have a couple of those things I could let go of, but not really desperate to, you know. We'll see. All right, you're in my eye. Did you go and listen to it while I was in the other room? Earache my eye. All right, appreciate it. Hell yeah, man. All right, we'll keep it moving here. This is Cult Polish Black Metal, 1989-1990. It is the legendary Scarecrow. And this is a Nuclear War Now reissue. I think it was just like tape originally or something like that. Great. I mean, this is already a pretty decent band photo, but that one on the back is really kind of classic. This is actually a pretty cool record. I wouldn't mind keeping this one. I'm just not enamored with demos pressed back on record. And I don't know, man. Sometimes I really like them, and sometimes I don't. And I've tried to like figure out my own rhyme or reason, and I haven't really figured it out yet. So, chocolate's one of my own eccentricities, but I'm willing to let this one go for $20 if someone wants it. Yeah, this is out of my collection. If I have to keep it, it's not the end of the world for sure. But it's a really cool record. It's if you like sort of gnarly, thrashy shit, like late 80s style black metal from Poland, These guys are really pretty fucking cool. So, let you see it again. Anyone interested in Scarecrow? Definitely a lo-fi, you know what I mean? If you won't listen to something unless it's produced by Bob Rock, then you won't like that one. I put another record here. All right, got another banger up next. Any takers on the Scarecrow? All right, cool. All right, this one's another high roller one. This is a comp by the legendary Storm Queen called Raising the Roof. I think it has a booklet in there. As much as anything, it comes with a replica of the original single, which is a very rare one. So, Come Silent the World and Raising the Roof. This thing also has a bunch of demo material on it. And this one's actually really good. The reason this one is in the stack is because I have the original single, and there's another comp that came out on OPM Records a few years before this one. Well, maybe 15 years before this one. But that one has a lot of the same material on it, and I don't know. The OPM records are a little sort of closer to my heart than the high roller ones, although I could tell you stories about either one of those labels. So anyway, yeah, Storm Queen. It's another band that I know Alan cares about. I care about them a lot too. They're fucking fantastic. And for this whole package with the single, I'm asking 30. Any takers on Storm Queen? Classic new wave of British heavy metal stuff. Go listen to Come Silent the World if you don't know it. And Raising the Roof. Fucking the other songs on this thing too, man. It's a really good record. Really solid band. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about Storm Queen. I didn't lose y'all, did I? I thought you had it. And sometimes those sus deals are how you get the good shit, honestly, too. But that's another story. Maybe better put a private conversation, too. But yeah, this Storm Queen shit is so good, man. It's sort of a creeper band for me. It sort of took me a few listens to get my head around, But once I did, oh my God. I mean, really one of the best bands of the era, if you ask me. And another one that only ever did 145 while they were together, And one of the ones where I don't feel like this record is too much. Like I said, this isn't like a double, but I have the shit on another LP. Yeah, totally gotta love the Zero outfit. And if you hate the music, there's probably something wrong with you too, actually. But yeah, very good package, very good band. Definitely bears repeated listens. $30. Anyone interested? No, I don't have any, man. Sorry, I don't even have any originally. If you remember the channel Biosite One, the guy's name was LJ. He actually had a copy of that he just found like out in the wild. I'm pretty sure it would be in the background in his videos and shit. So, yeah, mine is black. I thought you had both versions for some reason, Alan. So, yeah, no, I have a black one because I was willing to settle for the black one, just like I'm willing to settle without a sleeve on some of these things too. Like that Marquita Sod, I finally got my hands on one of those. But you know, I didn't want to wait for a sleeve to turn up and then pay for what the asking price would have been. I'm satisfied with it the way it is. I don't get as hung up on the sleeves with 45s as I do with LPs, and I couldn't really tell you why either. You know, like I don't really have a logical reason for it. It just comes down to what ends up bothering me. You know what I mean? Like some of these, I'm saying, oh, I kind of hate this package. There you go. Someone knows LJ. But yeah, it's just one of those little arbitrary things. And given how into this new wave shit I've been lately, I'm kind of grateful for it because, yeah. All right, here's another one. This is a very good band. Okay. And these are on No Life Till Metal. There's a limited run vinyl, and they're by Circle of Silence. And you know I'm letting go of these because I hate that they spelled circle with an S. Maybe it's my inner like language guy. You know, I studied languages in school and shit. You know, I like to make a joke out of like pronouncing the weird Slavic names and Finnish names or whatever else in my videos, but I'm not going in completely cold. I have a little bit of clue about this sort of thing, right? So maybe that's why, but yeah, Circle of Silence. I don't even think it's such a terrible name. It's spelled with an S. I can't fucking take it. These are pretty good records, though. I don't remember them all that well, to be honest with you, though. I think that would be even worse if they had spelled it that way. But yeah, these aren't like super speedy and thrashy, like sort of what you'd expect out of these things. And we have this one and this one, which is self-titled. And I think these are the only vinyl editions of these out there, too. They were, I think, originally CD only. Let's see. This one came out in 94 originally. I think this one was a year or two earlier. No, this one was 95 originally, it says. So I got it backwards. Glenn Rogers from Deliverance. I actually don't know. Yeah, I don't know, and I don't want to spend too much time going through these. It is not Jinx. Good guess, though. All right, well, I'd like 25 each for these. So is anyone interested in Circle of Silence? Go ahead and mull it over for a minute. Yeah, those records are pretty good, man. Like, if those stay here, I'm not too upset about it. All right, someone asked about Striper earlier. It's funny because I hyped this record pretty hard in a video, but I haven't played it much, man. So, and honestly, man, there's still Striper. Like, I can kind of only handle so much in my collection. So I am letting go of my copy of Goddamn Evil if someone wants it for $35. It's black vinyl. It's the, I think it's a US press, but the URL on the back is frontiers.it, like Italy. Anyway, 2018 press, produced by Michael Sweet. Frankly, it's probably the best Striper I've ever heard. Like, this record is so much heavier than those 80s records. It's like rock, and it sounds like more committed to metal. But they kind of still have it going on with the hooks the way they ever did, you know? Because, like, I mean, I've never, like, been the biggest fan of, like, 80s Striper, right? But my beef with them isn't the hooks. It's the, you know, the cheese that sort of accompanies the hooks. So, anyway. Yeah, 35 for Goddamn Evil. Any takers? It's a really good record. This is probably, if you're going to have one Striper record, this is probably a better one to have than the Yellow and Black Attack or Soldiers Under Command. So am I keeping those? I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. It was kind of weird, actually. I was going through my shit. Like I said earlier, I went through all my records, sort of decided there was stuff in there I wanted to let go of. And I was like going through and pulling one out and going, yeah, this one's really good. I'm going to put it in the stack. And then finding one going, yeah, this one really sucks, but it's staying here. And I don't know, man. It's just kind of the way it is. So, all right, 35 on the striper. You know, we can figure something out if that becomes the other thing. Yeah, I'm afraid, man. All right. Well, like, make a note and hit me up later or something like that. That's sort of what I'm talking about, you know. All right. All right, who's asking about death metal? This is phlebotomized. I'm pretty sure they were Swedish. This is an EP. It's actually a cool one to look at. I'm going to go ahead and show this because one of the sides has a... Well, you'll see. So this is... Yeah, Preach Eternal Gospels. And it's a 5-track EP on Hammerheart. Look at that. And what they did with this one is all the songs are on one side. On the other side, they did this, which is pretty cool, but don't play it. Yeah, so what did I have on this one? Damn it, the fucking thing fell off. I think it was 30. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so 30 is what I'm asking for the phlebotomized. It's a good death metal record. The death metal fans in here who know more than me about death metal are backing it. Oh, Dutch they are? See, I thought they were Swedish. There you go. There we go. Great Dutch death metal. There we go. All right, one more time. Hey, want to go for the phlebotomized? All right, cool. Change your mind, let me know. I'm not going anywhere for a bit. Here's another one, man. Oh, okay. Hang on a sec. Heavy Therapy. Yeah, there we go, about the Belgians. Did you see Merciful Metal uploaded? He kind of had my back with that because he's Dutch. I was actually kind of thinking of him when I was shitting on the Dutch. I wasn't shitting on the Dutch because there's a lot of really good Dutch metal, but the Belgians still kind of beat him out, man. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Heavy Therapy. Put it in the stack. And the next one is Splenium for Nyctophobia, I guess, by Uncanny. And this is a Crypt Dark Descent release. Where are these guys from? Maybe these guys are from Sweden if the other guys were. Oh yeah, Dan Swano plays a solo on this thing. It's like 93 or 94, I think. Licensed by the Crypt, distributed by Dark Descent. Look at that. Freaking out. Yeah, I'm asking 35 for this one. I actually saw this going for a fair bit more on Discogs. I think this is on black vinyl. No, it's on blue. All right. Uncanny, 35. Any takers? Heavy Therapy, right on. Good man. All right. There we go. A little more backing there. All right, here's one. This band got a lot of hype, but I gave them a chance, and they're not bad. It's actually pretty good, but it doesn't really blow my mind. Yeah, Vector, Outer Isolation, $20. It's about what it costs you in the shop, I think. Maybe a little more in the shop, and maybe out of print, but I don't think so. So, anyone need this? Pretty good speed metal, sort of thrash metal, sort of like neo shit. It's not as Voivodish as I was kind of hoping based on the logo, but it's really not a bad record at all. It was a pretty good band. It's a current band, and I think it's just on black vinyl. Yeah. All right, 20 for the Vector, Outer Isolation. Anyone want it? Yeah. Yeah, see, I was wishing for a little more sci-fi and maybe not a little more tech, just a little more sci-fi, I guess. But just so I'm clear, you're just saying Vector, yes. You're not saying, yes, I want the Vector, right? I don't want to take it from you, but I'm giving Earache my eye one more second. So if someone else wants it more than him, jump in. But I don't think he wants it. Yeah, I heard there was sort of some drama around the guy or something like that, but I don't really know anything about that. I don't know. Oh, okay, cool. All right, man. Thanks. I'll put it in the stack. Appreciate it. All right, cool. I hope you change your mind, man. Yeah, sorry, it's almost there. Yeah, we're trying to go easy here, man. Appreciate you stopping by. And it is all metal. It actually occurred to me to pull out some non-metal, but it was already too much. So we've been at it for almost 3 hours here. No, almost 2 hours. Because I was thinking I started at 8 for some reason. Fuck, dude, I don't know. All right, yeah. I was a little on the fence about this one, okay? Because apparently this record is kind of a cult piece, but the fact is I just never play it. Evolution by Terraphobia. As far as I know, this is the only vinyl run of this. I know it's 150 copies. This is number 37. Oof. That's bad, man. God, that's bad. Yeah. But, they're just fucking people, these musicians, Anyway, this one has this sort of weird, like, wraparound cover, this Terraphobia. I actually put this in here. It just came with an inner, but you can have that too. That's fine. So, yeah, it was this Rocks Records. What did they fucking call it? Oh, yeah, Rocks Records Underground Series, number 8, right? Yeah, I just feel like this thing could have a better home than my home. There's nothing wrong with this band. I'm different. I never really reach for it. I know there are people who really care about this. So I'm asking 40 for this guy. Someone want to give me $40 for Terraphobia? I get the impression that's a pretty good deal, actually. But if you go off and see someone for 25 somewhere, I don't even think I'm an asshole. So let me temper it with that. But I did not see any copies of this for sale when I was looking around. All right, I'll let y'all mull it over for a minute. 40 on the Terraphobia. I'm kind of glad Scott Waters isn't here in the chat because he probably kicked my ass for being willing to let this go. Let me see if I have any more death metal here while the death metal guys are here. Not really. I have some more thrash. Oh, actually, I do have a couple things in here. Bear with me a second. Yeah, I do have some death metal in here. All right, hang on. Yeah, I saved some pretty good shit for the end here too. So let me get this one out of the way because this one was last in the box, and I don't want to end with this one. Hey, thanks, man. All right. This one, this is the cheap one. This is kind of a cool, like old, like sort of thrashy one. And it's another demo on record, which is why I'm sort of letting it go. But it's Bulgarian. They're called Oberon or Obieron or something like that. Actually, I don't know how to spell it. Play Obieron, but I don't know exactly how the hard and the soft sound letters work in Slavic languages, so I've got to do it. But yeah, Bulgarian shit, you can tell they just reproduced the tape, and it's pretty obvious they're Venom fans too. $20 for this if anyone wants it. Just like a dirty old metal thing from like 90, 93. Oh no, 91 and 93 are when the recordings are from, it looks like. And this reissue is from 2016. And you're probably not going to find an original tape. So anyone with the Oberon for 20? I'll put this over here so y'all can enjoy that devil face for a second. No shit. That's impressive, man. Right on. Original tape. I've never seen one. Metal Neanderthals money over. Cool. I'm not sure what this refers to. Oh, yeah, the postage. The postage is going to be a fucking nightmare. We'll figure it out. All right. Yeah. Okay, Metal Neanderthals mulling it over. I promised a couple more death metal ones here. I'm letting go of this. First Dismember. This is the Back on Black press. It's a double with some bonus tracks. And that's why I'm letting it go, because I don't like it being a double. There's actually a newer reissue that's just as a single. It has a couple songs fewer on it, I think, but it's a single LP, and that's fine with me. So if anyone wants this, $20. Let me see if it's on colored vinyl. No, it's just black. All right, Dismember, like an ever-flowing stream. Any takers? It's a classic record. It really is. I mean, even I can see that. I'm not like the biggest, death metal guy in the world. So, yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree. And again, it's I think some people don't mind that as much. I mean, Jesus, dude, some of the jazz collectors are like going out of their way and paying a premium for shit that's mastered at 45 RPM. So, yeah, there we go. There's an opinion on it. I'll probably get another one eventually if I let this one go. It's really just because it's a double. And I really kind of hate bonus tracks, unless there's a really good reason for them. I don't like having bonus tracks on my albums, So, and I know that not everyone who watches my channel agrees with me on that. Some of y'all like bonus tracks just fine. And it's not like, I don't get it. I could make the argument for bonus tracks. I mean, they're fucking bonus tracks, right? So, yeah, if anyone doesn't have my hang up about bonus tracks, there you go, man. Fucking $20. Any takers? I really am kind of blown away by how many Australians I had here right now, by the way. It fucking figures. Like the one place where it's like so expensive that you really stop and think before shipping shit there. All right, if anyone wants it, let me know. I don't think I have to say too much about Dismember because everyone knows that's a great record, you know. Here's another one. Never really grabbed me. Pretty highly regarded band. This is an Osmos pressing. I'm pretty sure they were Austrian. Disastrous Murmur. $20. And this one's a single. Any interest? This might be a colored version. Let me see if it's on colored vinyl. Yeah, it's like the translucent brown version, which is kind of a weird color, actually. Here, I'll show it to you real quick. It's kind of weird. I don't know how many colors they put this on, but like brown and translucent aren't a combination. It kind of just looks clear on the thing, or maybe even gold. But now look at this. Death metal fans are vouching for this record. See, because I'm not that deep into death metal, so I didn't like dig deep enough to get anything that's really shitty. You know what I mean? Like, I would ask people like Simon and Chris. I didn't know them yet at that point, but like people who are into it like they are, I'd be like, so what's some of the death metal shit I really need if I need some death metal? And they'd like give me a list of 10, and I would get like the top 3 or 4, you know? So I really only have good death metal. You see a lot of people here have the original press. That's because they bought it when it came out and they liked it so much they've kept it for all these years, right? Anyway, if anyone needs this guy on LP, $20. Any takers on this guy? I'm still laughing about that dude. Come on, man. You've been watching. Most of it's evil. Just the ones that aren't evil are like really, really not evil. All right. Got 2 more here in case there's some bigger Deicide fans than me, because I've decided I'm really satisfied with the first, like, I think 5 Deicide records. I really don't need Stench of Redemption anymore. So if someone wants to take this one off my hands, here's a copy. And I'm pretty sure there's a colored one too. I think I actually got this from Hell's Awesome. Yeah, this is the clear one. Clear vinyl, Deicide Stench of Redemption. And I'm asking $30 for it. All right, man. Like I said, a bigger Deicide fan. I like Deicide a lot. In fact, I sort of went through a long period between like sort of the early mid-90s where I was into death metal to when I sort of got sick of it. Then I just came back to it about like 5 years ago. Actually, when I started talking with Eric Bauer a lot. But Deicide was one of the bands I stuck with. Like the first Deicide record I have on record, I got like in the early days of eBay, and I kept it through like all like the sort of, I'm never going to listen to death metal again. Because like once a year, I would still go pulling out the Deicide records. So, yeah. And then I also have here a copy of Till Death Do Us Part. I'm asking $35 for this one. Let me see. This is a colored one too, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this one's on green. If you can see that. Yeah, dude, I gotta say, a Deicide box set just seems a little bit silly to me. I mean, and I really, really like Deicide. I like these records. It's just more than I need. Like 5 Deicide records really does me. So, but you see, clearly they're even bigger Deicide fans than me, right? All right, does anyone want this? I said 35, but I'll go 30 if someone wants this. Does anyone want to give me $30 for Till Death Do Us Part on green vinyl? Mull it over. I'll make a note. So I don't remember that I brought the price down if when he asked me later. I was on the fence about that one. I also wouldn't mind keeping it because it's not at all a bad record. All right. Have this Die Hard Black Witchery. There's actually a picture disc. It has a real jacket in it, but it's picture disc, and it still has the back patch in there, and all the other sort of goodies and shit like that. And these guys are really more like black thrash. I actually really like this band. It's just I never pulled this record out. That's really the only reason this is going. But Black Witchery is pretty good. You know, black and thrash feels like such a corny expression to me, but that really describes what this band was doing pretty well. And they just do it well, man. And look at these fucking band photos, too. I mean, how can you not kind of love that? Look at those fucking guys hanging out in the graveyard and shit. Yeah, war metal. Is that what this? Is that what war metal is? Is bands that sound like Black Witchery? Because if that's the case, I guess I like war metal. Now here's the back patch. It's been folded for a while, but still intact and in here and shit. Sticker. Yeah, what did I say? $30 if someone wants this one. I'm having second thoughts about let me go now that I'm looking at it. Yeah. I think I got these from the band too, actually. Yeah, I have to try and dig into my brain to figure out the All right, Willie K's taking it off my hands. Right on. I do kind of like Impaled Nazarene. I mean, I'm not a huge fanatic, but for sheer weirdness or something like that, Impaled Nazarene is pretty awesome, you know. I can get behind an album called Toll Kommt Nors, you know. Yeah, totally, man. That's funny because I crack wise a lot about these genre designations and shit. But you know, the fact is they're useful sometimes. So, all right, actually, sort of similar to that one, on a similar note to Black Witchery, because I think these bands were related, but I'm not sure. But I also have this Irreverent here, which is a little bit earlier than that one, I think. It came with this bonus single, which is in here, with the sleeve and all that shit, and I bagged it all up so to be well taken care of. And yeah, this Irreverent is pretty good too. If you like the Black Witchery, you're gonna like Irreverent. I don't remember exactly what the relationship is. I'll bet someone else, probably one of the Australian death metal fans in the chat, is gonna know. But I'm asking $35 for this one, and I've seen it sell for more. I actually had another copy of it at one point, and I think I sold the other copy for more than $35. But if someone wants it, that's such a funny thing to complain about with the Deicide that doesn't have lyric sheets. I mean, it's lame that they didn't include the inner sleeves, just on principle. That's a lame thing to do when you do a deluxe repackage like that. But specifically to not have the lyric sheets is pretty funny. There we go. Someone digs the Irreverent. It's so funny, this shit. All right, 35. Any takers on this one? All right, let me know. I need to rearrange my shit a little bit here. All right, Metal Overkill's going for it. Thank you. All right, let me move a couple of these. All right. I just pulled this one because I confused myself for a second. But yeah, I still have enough Graven images left if anyone wants one. I think we'll come back around at the end if it isn't too late, and we'll whip through them one more time, whatever isn't already accounted for. So anyone who comes later can check the shit out. Or if someone came in later and they missed something they might be interested in. Like this fucking Manila Road record that I kind of blown away no one took. So there'll be another chance. All right, the next one. I guess there are some big Thor fans out there, but I'm really kind of not one of them. Not in the stack tonight, but I do have a copy of it. All right, Thor, Mutant. And this is another outlaw one. It's actually a really low number, I just realized. It's number 9 out of 300. Hand numbered there. And I think this is on colored vinyl. I don't know. This came out... Yeah, in 2003. Yeah, it's one of the purple ones. So, yeah, it says 1973 to 2003. You know, I don't even remember what that means. I'm just not that big a Thor fan, honestly. I just sort of ended up with this. It's a cool piece. I mean, that cover's kind of hard to argue with. And the whole Thor thing is kind of awesome, but it's also kind of goofy, you know. So, yeah, I'm asking 35 for this one, though. Anyone interested in Thor Mutant for 35? I'll go 30 if someone wants it. Let me change that. $30 for Thor Mutant. Any takers? I'd say more, but I don't have a whole lot to say. You know, I think people probably know Thor. You know, and if you don't know Thor, I wouldn't suggest you blind buy it because people like Thor not so much necessarily for the records as much as for the whole package. Although some people really like Thor, I've just always been kind of lukewarm on him. You know, I kind of love him, but I kind of never reach for his records. So if someone wants this copy of Mutant, $30. All right. All right, we're going back to some of the older stuff here now. This Thrasher record, I think people know. It's in the stack because I just don't like it. It's on Combat. It's a thrash record. Kind of a super group, or like, I don't know exactly what the deal was. They're different people, but I just never really cared for this record. And I kind of think the cover's ugly too. $15 if anyone wants it. This is not a reissue. This is an original. Any takers on Thrasher? I should probably take that off. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm also confident that if I really regret it, that I'll find it again. This is not like a mega rarity or anything. So, there aren't 5 copies at my local, though. All right, Metal Overkill, right on. Thanks. This is another one where it really might just be the package that puts me off. You know what I mean? The cover, it's... Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. Well, thanks. Next one's a little bit of a gem, actually. Not necessarily so much this pressing, but it's a picture disc. And you can get my special custom packaging with it if you end up going for this one. But this is Metal Bats by Vortex, which I had been looking for a long time before I found this cover. These guys are Dutch, and they're great. They actually had a video for Open the Gate, and that's what it's called, Open the Gate, not Gates, right? But you can see it on YouTube. This is the cover of their first EP, though, Metal Bats. And I don't know about the legitimacy of this thing, but it sounds okay. At least I thought it wasn't too bad for a picture disc. And it's just a cool fucking record from a cool band. I mean, their drummer is called The Chief. And look at the eye makeup on that guy. Yeah, Vortex is pretty awesome. So if you want a picture disc of Metal Bats, you can have this one for $20. Any takers on Vortex? like I said, my special custom packaging. Usually these things come in like this weird plastic thing that'll stick to the record after a while. I kind of almost think that half the reason people say picture discs sound bad is because they get shipped in shitty sleeves, and then they get like fuck up the record after sitting there too. So I've taken to just putting it into my own and like taking care of them a little bit. And newer picture discs don't sound as bad as the 80 ones either. I don't know what's happened with picture disc technology, but yeah. All right, Vortex metal bats for 20. Anyone want it? Actually, that's a deal. But that's okay. I might like Vortex more than other people too. Yeah, and the really surreal thing about newer picture discs sounding better is I thought that in all the intervening period, like through the 90s and the aughts, that like no one was buying vinyl, right? I know people would come into my house and be surprised that I had any, let alone a lot of records. So it was like, who the fuck was improving the picture disc technology in that like interim, And then all of a sudden records come back and all of a sudden people are like more into it, Wow, Vortex. Let me know if you want it, man. Metal Bat's a really cool record. I mean, it's kind of sloppy, not like, it's not like Leather Nun or Graven Image, right? But I love that fucking record. I really do. All right, here's another one. I actually had an extra copy of this one, so this is not a reissue, although it's not the first cover on this one. But this is Killer. I'm pretty sure they're from Belgium, but it was recorded in Switzerland, so it's possible I'm wrong. But yeah, first record by Killer. Not the greatest band ever, but a solid heavy metal record. Fun listen. Really early, as you can kind of tell by that typeface. I think this is 81. Yeah, so if you want like an early, like I said, I think they're Belgian. I'm not sure. Actually, maybe they are Swiss. Just looking at their names. Yeah, there we go. Peter knows. Okay, they're Swiss, so forget about Belgium. I don't know why I thought they were Belgian then. Anyway, it's a cool record, and you can have it for $20. And actually, I got this from the bass player from Brokus Helm. So it has some provenance there, too. The wizard with the hat and shit from Brokus Helm, he sold me this. So there you go. Any takers? This is probably the best provenanced record that I have in here. All right, I'll keep going. I don't think I need to say a lot of this one. Relatively recent Creator album, Gods of Violence. It's really good. Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking of. But I know the Killer Shockwaves, so I don't know. That is probably why I was saying that, though. Anyway, let's move on to Creator. Gods of Violence, 2017 record. It's really pretty fucking good. I just don't reach for it like I reach for the other 6 Creator records that I have, so I figure I can let it go if someone wants it. Let's check the vinyl color here real quick. It's black. I thought it was black. I just bought this locally. $30 if you want it. And we need a copy of Gods of Violence for $30. All right, let me know. I definitely don't mind if I have to keep this one. So, like, some of these are going to go on Discogs if they don't sell today. They're not all going to go on Discogs. All right, another one Scott would probably kick my ass for being willing to let go of. But I have these 2 Accuser records. Dependent Domination. Yeah, see, dude, I do have Enemy of God, and that's the one that I reach for instead of Gods of Violence. I fucking love Enemy of God. That might be my second favorite Creator record after Pleasure to Kill. So, all right, Accuser. This is a relatively late one. This originally came out in 2011. I think this is the first ever vinyl version of it. And yeah, and I'm asking $30 if someone wants it. Yeah, I found a copy of that. I actually bought it at a shop in Columbia, South Carolina, of all places, just in the wild. But that's why I'm letting go of that other one with the alternative cover. There you go. All right, anyone interested in Accuser? Look, the cover's still in the shrink. I think it's on black vinyl, but I'm just checking real quick. Yeah, it's just black. And while we're at it, actually, there's another Accuser here, too. This one, I think, is earlier than that one. Yeah, this is 94, this one. Also, first vinyl version of it. Yeah, let me check the color on this one as well. Oh, it's fucking sealed. It's the same deal as with that Creator and with the Deicide. I have 5 Accuser records sitting on the shelf, you know? Yeah, dude, we'll talk. You sent me an email. I mean, you have to send me an email for the other shit anyway, so. Anyways, anyone freaking out about this Accuser record other than Earache My Eye? Anyone want to, like, relieve his pain and take it off my hands for 30? If not, I'll put it back in the stack. All right. We'll leave it there. All right, I'm almost embarrassed to show this one because I hate this fucking record. But if anyone wants to take this copy of American Metal by Americade off my hands, $5. It even has a cut corner. It has Dan Spitz's brother Dave on it. I swear he's a little bit more swole than Dan was. Look at those arms. Dave Spitz, I thought, was kind of skinny. Yeah, I don't know, man. Some people like this, but Heavy Therapy, hang on with that. If anyone wants to, like, you know what's funny? I bought this in Rochester, New York, too. I like took the trouble to take this home when I was on a business trip. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I got some good shit too at that same thing. I think I paid about $5 for it too. But I got at that same shop in Rochester, I got 2 Fates Warning records. That's where I got the Spectre Within and Awaken the Guardian. And I got the Battle Brat record from them too, which is kind of a turd, really, but that's staying on the shelf just because it's a turd in a way that I think is kind of funny. Let me find that Disastrous Murmur record for Heavy Therapy. And I got to put on another record. There it is. You know, the irony is that's why I got it too, but it's kind of not good. I don't know. You know something? I was going to play that the other day before I put it up here because I was like, maybe it's actually good. I haven't listened to it in 20 years, but I couldn't bring myself to put it on. And this, I'm still in that same boat too, although I do still have Rain and Blood. So, all right, cool. Thank you, Heavy Therapy. It's in your stack. And the next one is actually sort of a crewish side project of the Satanic Warmaster guy. This is the Armor record, the Sonic House tapes. It's a D record. There's more than one, but I'm not going to put that fucking record on now because I don't want to hear it. But that is funny, Simon. There's actually nothing wrong with this record. It's pretty good. It's you know, a later guy sort of paying tribute. I mean, this is sort of like, you know, New Watham, like before it was really a thing. But yeah, it's on Primitive Reaction out of Finland. 2006, 2007 it was recorded. Graphic design by Vince Venom, who I'm pretty sure is the dude from Satanic Warmaster. Yeah, and it is kind of great. I just don't need it. I never play it. So if someone wants to give me $10 for it, it's yours. I actually have a couple singles too. I'm going to put on another record while y'all think about it. Actually, let me put this over here. Ugh. Listening to the Friday Rock Show comps now, by the way. In case anyone was wondering, that was Metal Explosion, and we're going to listen to the first one now. All right, actually, we grab another drink real quick too. Yeah, right there with you. I need a drink. Hang on a sec. I appreciate everyone joining tonight. I'm having fun doing this. So, oh yeah, okay. All right. Anyone take that armor off my hands? It's like new wave traditional heavy metal stuff. A little earlier than a lot of people. Pretty cool record, really. But I don't need it, so you can have it for 10. All right. All right, here's one that might surprise you all a little bit. Flesh God Apocalypse. I don't know, man. It's not impossible that I would have Flesh God Apocalypse, I suppose, but I don't. Thanks for stopping by, though, man. I appreciate it. This wouldn't be fun if y'all weren't here hanging out with me. All right. Check out that Uzi Suicide label on that blue vinyl on this copy of Self-Destruction Blues by Hanoi Rocks. This is some weird version of it. First of all, they were so dumb when they put this out. They put the flap on the front where that sticker was. I don't know. It just has a card in here. And this is another one actually where the record just came inside the plastic thing. Like I put it in that inner sleeve. But because of that, this one kind of has some of the markings on it and shit too. So if you want this, you can have it for 15. It's not like a super expensive record, even though it's from the 80s. It's kind of ironic that these like more recent pressings are worth more, right? I kind of like Hanoi Rocks too. I really do. I'm pretty sure there's a copy of the first one sitting over there, and that one's staying here. But I don't need this one because I never play it. So anyone need a copy of Self-Destruction Blues for 15 on blue vinyl? All right, well, we can keep moving then. It's not the end of the world if I keep that one either, by the way. All right, here's another one. The black metal guys are probably going to freak out, but yeah, Havo Hedge we got here. Oh, sorry, David Rossner. I almost missed that. You the Hanoi Rocks, right? Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, this is probably the first one I've shown tonight that isn't like pristine condition. If you have any issue with any of these, so let me know and we'll figure it out, okay? All right, thanks. Yeah, I can see that. I just do like them. All right, cool. Havo Hedge. Dethrone the Son of God. Pretty necro, which is kind of how I like my black metal. I don't listen to much black metal anymore, but this is the kind of shit I was into. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, I mean, Cradle of Filth, obviously, but even shit like, you know, I mean, like Satyricon is really kind of advanced for me when it comes to black metal. This is the kind of shit that I would go for, you know? So, yeah. I'm actually asking 40 for this one if anyone wants it. Because I don't mind if I keep this one. And it's out of print, I think. It's Hell's Headbangers version with a Medina, Ohio address. I think they moved. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah. See, look, everyone says it's great black metal. Well, see, for me, primitive is just synonymous with great. So there we go. Great New York black metal. Spell the name backwards, dude. All right, yeah. Jesus. Yeah, all right. Well, I don't mind if I keep this one. If anyone wants this though for 40, let me know. It's funny that that one and the Terraphobia came out to be like the expensive ones, though. I mean, expensive, but still, you know, it's like we're getting close to the end here, though. All right, I got a couple Hex records here, man. Oh, Willie K. I'm gonna do it. I hope I don't regret this. If I do, I'll just get it again. That's kind of part of it, you know. I might mauled about it a little bit, but you know. All right, I will stick it in the stack. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, look at that. All right, cool. Thanks. All right. Hex, No Escape. There's a reissue with a gatefold. And I kind of want to get an original someday because this is my only copy. But you know something? I just don't like the fact that it's a gatefold. So 25. Someone wants to take this off my hands. It's a really good record, man. It's another one of those sort of a creeper band for me. I didn't like Hex much the first time I heard him, but a couple listens, I was like, yeah. And actually, I have a copy of Under the Spell here, too, which is actually on blue vinyl. So, yeah, anyone want to take this off my hands? It's really a good fucking record. Limited to 200 copies. Look at that shit. Number 73, this one is. Although it still bums me out that it's actually printed instead of like handwritten like on some of those other ones, you know? Hex, No Escape. Anyone want it? All right. I'll let you think about it while I show the other one here. This is the blue one. I'm actually asking 30 for this one, but you know, if you want to give me 25 for this one, you can have Under the Spell for 25. I do have an original of this one. Actually, you know what happened with this one is I finally decided I like this band. I sent away for this, and it showed up, and I played it like once, and like literally the next day, like less than a week later, I went to a record show. And they had a copy they had an original of it there for about what I had paid for this one. Fuck. So I think my original is still sealed because that was sealed, but I'll let this one go though for 25 if you want it. God, maybe I should charge 30 because that vinyl looks so cool. Here, check out these reviews if you're hanging out. Looks like we lost a few people. Maybe it was the death metal. Actually, the death metal shit's kind of what sold the fastest. I'm a little surprised. But there we go. Under the Spell, 25 bucks. Anyone want it? God damn, man. Yeah, there are bigger Hex fans in the community than me. I do like Hex. I've come around. But I was kind of late to them. All right. Oh, I didn't think Alan was going to be taking anything. Right on. Well, shit. All right, Under the Spell for Alan. It is a nice reissue, man. They did a beautiful job with this thing. So, all right. Here we go. First Iced Earth. I don't think I need to say a lot about this one either. So I can take this down. Yeah, this is a relatively recent reissue. Originally 1990. This is a 2020 edition. Their first album. 20 bucks if you want it. This is really a pretty great cover. You know what I did with this fucking record? I kind of been curious about this rap band for a while. And like after like the guy, like it came out that he was at like at those you know, that shit at the Capitol building after the last election. I was like, oh, those prices are going to come down a little now. And I was right. So I was like, okay, I'll check that one out now. So, all right, Sunday morning, I'll put it in your stack. Thank you. It's a good record. It didn't really rip my face off. I didn't really reach for it again, but, you know, I've got no beef with it. All right, Sunday morning. All right. Thank you. I think this next one's going to be stiff. But I have a sealed copy of Gabriel by Believer. So here we go. Another Christian one. It's 2009. And I don't know. I have the first two Believers. I kind of want the third one eventually, but it's another one I just don't need as much as I have. So yeah, I don't want to take Gabriel off my hands for, what did I say, $30. I'll go 25 if someone wants it though, which is actually a pretty good price for this thing. 25 for Gabriel by Believer. Yeah, Believer actually too. It is one of those band names that's is likely to scare off people, some people. But Believer was a really fucking good band, like by any standard too. It's yeah. Oh well, this one's on blue vinyl. Any takers? Earache my eye. You're taking it for 25. All right. You can tell me if it's good because I never cracked it. It's kind of funny. It's probably tells you something about my channel too. Like I tend to dip into a band and then I want to move to more bands rather than going really deep in a catalog. I mean, obviously there are bands where oh shit, I didn't write the name down. I just changed the price. Hang on. All right, earache my eye. It's in your stack. Thanks. Yeah, it's just how I collect. You know what I mean? Some people have everything by a band, but who kind of did that for me was Alice Cooper, because I used to have all the yeah. There you go. It's just a weird name for that kind of a band, And it's not like there aren't Christian bands with harder names than Believer, like Vengeance, or oh, I'm spacing. There are a couple though. But yeah, it's I tend to want to move on and go broad rather than going deep. Although it's funny because I'm kind of going deep by going broad in a way or something like that. Yeah, and I strongly recommend those. Believer's a really good band. But anyway, this record's sold, so I don't want to sit here and taunt anyone who missed it though. Actually, let's show one more Christian one here because I think this is the last one of the Christian ones. Yeah, but I decided I don't need the second Christovox. So this is their second record on originally from 92. Yeah, Mortification. That's another good one. In fact, when I first found out about Mortification, I was a friend of mine told me he was looking for it back in the 90s on CD, and I found it and I grabbed it for it, and I was like, yeah, I was surprised they're a Christian band. He was like, they're a Christian band, really? So yeah, there you go. All right. Anyway, this Christovox, they were more, something. This one, I played this once, but I don't remember it very well. All right. Yeah. Anyone need the second Christovox here? I'm asking 30 for it. I'll let you have it for 25 if you want it, though. I'm changing the prices on the fly. See, it's getting late. I kind of get relaxed and careless. And it's not like any of these are steals. I'm not sitting here acting like, oh my God, this is the deal of the century. Anyway, 25 for Christovox 2. Anyone want it? Let me put the extra hype here. It's had darker and heavier. That makes it sound good because the first one's really a little bit on the cheesy side, honestly. Which is kind of why I kept it too, but I didn't really remember this one. Look at this guy's hair, actually. Man. Like I said, it's 92. It's a little bit late for that hair, but something. I give him credit for putting it out there, right? All right. Let me know if you want this one. 25 for Christovox, too. I love that people are bullshitting with each other in the chat, by the way. Fucking makes me happy. Enjoy being here. All right, man. Remember I was saying about the packaging bothering me? This is another Back in Black one, and it has a gatefold, so it's like deluxe, but it kind of drives me nuts that it has the gatefold. So Blitzkrieg, Time of Changes. You'll pry my copy of the 45 out of my cold, dead hands, but if you want this one, you can have it for 25. Any takers? Yeah, I want to say it's not quite as good as a single, but then what is? You know what I mean? This is a pretty solid record, though. And I'm probably going to like either search out an original or at least like get a reissue that doesn't have the gatefold, because that bothers me, because that's one of my weird hangups. What can I say? Yeah. See, there you go. I don't know if that one had the reissue or not. Anyway, good record. Time of Changes. I mean, if you're watching this far, you probably know Blitzkrieg. So, yeah. And this record has bigger fans than me. You know, because I'm sitting here just saying it's a very good record, right? Yeah, man, there's some really good fucking songs on here. Maybe I shouldn't let this go. All right, well, if you want it 25. If not, it's probably going to go back on the shelf, that one. All right, Celtic Frost demos. Any takers? I just don't need it. It's rehearsals from 84. The sound quality is kind of shit on this. Oh, PB Thal, right on. Patrick, I know who you are. All right. Right on. Thank you. Got in right in time there. Not right in time. There's no time limit, but still sitting here, you can have it. So this is Celtic Frost demos. Yeah, and the sound quality on this one is kind of rough, you know? So it's not an auction, man. Yeah, I'll go back through them. There's some other shit that didn't sell earlier. There's some really solid metal shit if you're interested in like some classic sounding stuff. And we're almost through the stack here. Oops. All right, cool. So anyway, anyone with these Celtic Frost rehearsal demos from 84, $25. Yeah. In fact, you can have this for 20 if you want it. I'll knock it down to 20. Any takers? Let me know. That's funny. Yeah, that's actually a real skill, like real like auctioneering types. At some point in my life, I found an instructional record. I don't remember if it was a record or a CD now, and I don't think I ever owned it myself. But it was actually like teaching people how to do that. It's a hell of a skill, you know. In a way, it's like learning how to be an asshole or something like that, because it's so annoying, but it's also so awesome at the same time. All right, some of you are going to be surprised that this is in the stack, but this is actually a double. And I upgraded it because there's a little bit of water damage on the cover, but this is an original Dark Wizard on Mausoleum. First song is Poisoned Whiskey. That's the extent of the water damage, if you can see it. It's a little bit of waving on the spine there. So it's kind of a bummer, but it is a real one. So Dark Wizard, does anyone want to give me $30 for this? I just told you the worst thing about it. The fact is, look at that fucking cover. That's why it's a bummer that fucking water damage is there. All right, Patrick. Yeah, this one doesn't turn up too often. The only reason I'm letting this go is because I found a better copy. I mean, cover-wise, the vinyl on this is fine. All right. That's a great record too, man. I've heard that their LP is even better. That's just an EP. That one's earlier. You know, like the song, I Don't Know, But I've Been Told. But I don't have the LP. Actually, Jurgen's in the chat. Ask him. I'm sure he has it. Yeah, they're Belgian in all the right ways. They're in Belgian exactly the way you want a van to be Belgian. I think they're Belgian. Watch, they're going to be Dutch now. I'm going to feel like an asshole. Yeah, look at that. I think they're actually Dutch. Oops. Whatever, man. It's a Dutch record worthy of the Belgians, then. Hell yeah. All right, here's another one. This is actually just a cheapie. Deaden. This is a recent one. Kind of like Motorhead worship this shit. It's on Splattered even. I think this is even still in print, but you can have this one for $10 if you want it. It's actually kind of cool. I just never reach for it. Someone can give this a better home than I'm doing. So they're called Deaden. If you like Motorhead, you'll probably like them. Oh, actually, you know something? It's a demo from '89. My mistake. Whatever. You can still have it for $10. You just missed a Dark Wizard EP. And I'll go back through anything that didn't sell at the end because we're getting close to the end here, but I'll whip through them so everyone gets another crack. Yeah, dude. I had an original of the first EP, the first Halloween EP. I sold it for $5. Yeah, and there was an original of the Judas EP. I'll let someone have that for $3.50. Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. Oh, and I just got an email. Yeah, it's one of you clowns. How about that? My email's at the bottom, so that's how to get in touch with me when we're done. I haven't been saying that enough, and it's going to be PayPal, please. Does anyone want Deaden for $10? It's really a cool record. It's a '89 demo. All right, if someone wants to give this a better home than mine, $10. Otherwise, I'll keep it because it's good. Oh, I was lying about the Christian ones. I do have one more. Yeah, actually, I paid more for my copies of both of those, which are staying here. Right? And I didn't pay a shitload for either of those either, but I paid more than that. Okay, Death Squad. This one is honestly just a little punky for my taste. It's another Weiland reissue. Same labels to the Leather Nun and the Valhalla. Yeah, it's really cool, like thrashy stuff. It's just a little on the punky side for my taste, so I don't really love it. Does anyone want a copy of Death Squad? All right, go, man. Everyone, Mikey Bananas, going for the cheap one. True to form. Let me mark it down. Dude, it's really a cool record, man. You'll probably like this record even more than I do. Because honestly, I have more records that sound kind of like this. When I said I'm gonna give this, someone needs to give this a better home than what I'm giving it. Yeah, there you go. Bananas gets the Deaden right on. And right on. And swearing's allowed in here, but I suspect he's doing the voice to text. All right, Dan Hughes got the Death Squad. Sorry, man. Dude, did someone else's stream just end or something? Because a bunch of people seem to be coming in. Maybe not so much on the numbers. So, all right. Dan Hughes on the Death Squad. All right. Thanks. If you're in the U.S., $6 flat for shipping. If you're overseas, we'll figure it out. I don't love sending shit overseas because I feel bad asking people for so much money for it. But okay, I was mistaken. There's one more Christian one here because I missed this Deliverance one. This is like the third or fourth record by them, Stay of Execution. And it's one of those limited run vinyl ones, which is why I grabbed it. But I just have more Deliverance than I need. And this isn't my favorite of theirs, honestly. So there you go. That's the honest truth about why I'm letting it go. So, yeah, $30 for this one if someone wants it. Any takers? I'm a little bit tired of trying to say more about Deliverance than I'm actually able to because I'm just not the biggest Deliverance fan. Let me know if anyone wants this. $30. Yeah, see, Soldier has all this shit already. Otherwise, that's because these guys at Retroactive do a pretty good job of hyping their stuff. So, yeah, there aren't a lot of copies of this out there. I don't remember what the run was, but it's from 2019. The original album was 1992. Oops. Yeah, I'm keeping that stuff, man. Sorry. That's another one where I really like them. All right. Stay of Execution. If someone wants it, let me know. Here's the other one that's going solely... Dude, maybe I should keep this one. That feels dishonest to say that. Dervish, Some Monsterism. I actually showed this in kind of a recent video. This is the Friday Rock Show comp. The first one. And this song is by Wolf, actually, which was Black Axe, but became Wolf. So, but yeah, it's just the Friday Rock Show comp. You can find it for shit in the UK. You can probably find it in the dumps. It actually turns up over here occasionally. So, all right, 750 run. This is only in here because I hate the cover. This record is actually fantastic. It's like new wave of British heavy metal stuff, and they rock. They're like on the hard end of the spectrum for this kind of shit. They had one song on Kent Rocks, and if I let this go, that's going to be the only thing that I still have. But I hate this fucking cover. Like, I literally never pull it out because of that. So if you don't have my hang-ups about covers, you can get a fantastic record for $20. God, that's too low. $20, whatever. I said 20, it's 20. Let me know. It's a good picture of the singer. Yeah, but I just kind of hate everything about this cover. I really don't know why they did this. Because the band is so good. Like, the reasons to spend the money to get a copy of Kent Rocks are basically because of Demon Pact and Dervish. There are other good songs on there, but those are the ones that, like, really get you wanting it that bad. Here's one that's going to surprise people. Dokken, Back for the Attack. It's not a perfect copy. I didn't really look at it. It's not in bad shape, though, either. Has a little bit of splitting on the cover. I had a feeling Patrick was going to jump on the Dervish. All right. Dude, I don't know if I'm going to have that many more records anytime. It might be a while. This took a lot out of me pulling all this shit out. We'll see, though. All right. Anyone want Dokken, Back for the Attack? $15. It has the original inner sleeve. It's an Electra press. The vinyl's in pretty nice shape. The cover isn't perfect, but, you know. I wish my Raven Bitch record were in as good shape as this. All right, if someone wants to, just let me know, because I've got nothing. You all know Dokken. I don't know. What am I going to say about Dokken? All right, here's one, man. I think this is the last expensive one. Expensive it's on black. Yeah, I know there are like a small number of those. So. All right, this is... Actually, I think this has finally been reissued, but for a long time, if you weren't going to pay for this Dragon record, this was the only way to get it, was this Brazilian picture disc. There's a 250 run. And it sounds pretty okay. You know, for a Brazilian picture disc, you might expect less, but it's not bad. But I got this to tide me over till I could track down an original, and I have an original now. So if you want this picture disc, you can have it for $40. And this is sort of a classic, you know, one of those like top shelf like metal rarities that, you know, people really tend to freak out over. You know, originals are hundreds of dollars. Oh, Marty, man, I love you. Marty's taking the Dokken. You're not fucking with me, right? Well, I hope not, because your name's on it now. All right, does anyone want this Dragon one? This is really a classic record, man. Think about it, 40. I don't know how sought after it is these days, but for a while, the prices on that thing spiked too, because that's all there was. I think someone out of Greece like did a regular reissue of it more recently, but I think they put bonus tracks on it too. Whereas this is just the original EP, which is kind of how I like it, you know. And actually, this Dokken, yeah, there you go. It's a great record, man. It really is. Yeah, actually, I've come around on Dokken too, man. Like, I'm keeping the first three. I just don't need that many. I don't need 4. 3 Dokkens is enough for me. All right. That's in the stack. Dragon is here. If anyone wants it, let me know. I don't know if it's supposed to be Dragon or Dragon, you know. This one's a little bit of a throwaway, but it's a cool metal record, man. Just kind of cool and thrashy, as I recall. Excuse. $15 for this one, if anyone wants it. Yeah, 2016 this is. Hell's Headbangers. I don't really know anything about these guys. Yeah, I listened to it too. It's pretty good. It's just one I never reach for. So if someone wants it, they can have it for 15. And that's all I've got by way of hype for that one. And finally, we've got down to the bottom of the stack, and then we'll go through the other ones. It's only been 3 hours. Jesus. I was afraid it was going to take all night. I'm actually kind of glad it only took 3 hours. But this is Marquis de Sade, and this is an early version of this. Actually, I can tell you a couple stories about this one, okay? So this is one of the original 45 of this is one of the new wave of British heavy metal holy grails. Okay? Yeah, I know Alan has one. I finally got my hands on one, but I don't even have a sleeve, okay? This is basically, there are more recent ones on that High Roller's done. But this is the original version from when High Roller was first starting out. I was still partnering with Hades Paradise Records. And the guy behind Hades Paradise, well, I kind of don't feel right naming just because, but he has a bad reputation. And he's had a bad reputation in metal collecting circles for a long, long time. And I don't quite know exactly who got ripped off and how, but these were supposed to be legit, and somehow I'm pretty sure bands didn't end up getting paid, and I think the dudes from High Roller ended up kind of screwed too. So this record has a little bit of a history in that regard. But they did a brand new cover for this one, which, you know, is kind of good and bad at the same time. The music on this, some of the greatest shit ever made. Really weird, like for new wave British heavy metal stuff. Especially the song Black Angel is just a really unusual one. But this is one where it has both sides of the single and then 3 demo songs, which are all totally worth keeping around too. I have another copy of this with the other cover, because to tell you the truth, I kind of like it more than this one. But this is a great fucking record. You can have it for $20 if you want it. Any takers for 20 on this one? Actually, it's late. You can have 15. Oh, wait, got it right on. Patrick, you can have 15 because I was just starting to sing that. And I like you. It is set up for business, so you can use a credit card, but you should be able to do that. We'll talk about it later, okay? All right, Patrick, right on. All right, so that's it. So I'm going to go through the stack one more time because we've covered everything. But there's still a bunch of shit here. So, yeah, so if you missed something earlier, or if you did just join late or whatever else, let me take a sip of my drink. And we'll go through them from the beginning, I guess. Actually, it's not going to be from the beginning. It's going to be in whatever order they ended up in, so. I'm going to hope I have enough mailers for this shit. All right, Graven Image. $15 for these. And I kind of have a bunch, so I apologize for the sticker that says $10.99. It's embarrassing me, but I'm kind of losing money if I do it that way, okay? Does anyone need a copy of the Graven Image record? People in hell want ice water. It is legit one of the greatest fucking records of all time. enough that I got a whole bunch to try and like wholesale because I was going to start setting up at record shows and shit. And yeah, $15 for Graven Image. An original is worth. Never mind. That must have been a recent change because they should have been able to do that. I know I used to be able to receive those. We'll see. I'll just live with it if I need to. I don't think they'll let me revert it. The funny thing is that PayPal account is so old. Anyway, whatever. We can deal with it. Just send me an email. All right. Anyone want to grave an image who didn't already grab one? I have 3 takers here. Louis, Scott, H, and Earache My Eye. Does anyone else want one who isn't on the list? Because I have enough. All right. Let me put that there so I see it. And actually, there are a couple others that I had an extra on. Does anyone who didn't already get one need a Black Death? Because I have a couple more copies of that one, too. All right, bananas. Graven Image. Yeah, this is really one of the best records ever made. And this sucks. I didn't know that. I'm learning the hard way here. All right. Let me put the shit down. Hang on one second. All right. I have one more copy of the Black Death if anyone needs it. $30. It's actually a new copy. I got these when I was going to set up at record shows, so I got these because I knew I could hype them. I've called this the greatest heavy metal record of 1984, and I stand by it. Comes with a single, and the reissue has a gatefold. Awesome, awesome record. So, who needs that? And I also have another copy of The Eyes of Horror by Possessed. If anyone needs a copy of this, $20 for this. Oh, I didn't say what the price on the Black Death was. $30 for Black Death if you want one. Yeah, gatefold cover, and it has the single. And $20 for The Eyes of Horror by Possessed. All right. Let's go back through. Actually, no, let me flip the record. Fuck. Well, not fuck. I'm enjoying the records. Well, that was already side 2. Oh, right on. Marty taking the Possessed, right on. All right, Possessed, The Eyes of Horror. It's a high roller press. I don't think I said that just now, but you probably know that. All right, and does anyone else want a Black Death? Dude, I hope you have the Black Death already, because that's one of the greatest things ever, dude. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, I'm going to try not to hype these too much because I'm kind of burning out. All right, $30 for Deicide, Till Death Do Us Part. It's on colored vinyl, but I don't remember what color. I actually got this from Al Dawson at Earache, I'm pretty sure. All right, any takers, just let me know. I'm getting tired, so I don't want to spend too much more time on going through all these again. All right, back on Black Press of the first Dismember album. So it's the double with the bonus tracks and shit, which is why I'm letting it go. $20. Let me know if anyone wants it. Marty's going, oh shit, he's getting rid of Dismember and DSI. Fuck. But it's not all quite that stature. I think I played this It's Unheard Of comp last time I streamed too. But okay, Oberon, $20. If anyone needs this guy thing. Bulgarian, just like, you know, kind of gutter metal. It's kind of great. 20 for this guy if anyone needs it. All right. I know this one was baiting some people early, but does anyone want this Terraphobia record? This is one of the expensive ones. I'm asking 40 for it. Oh, hang on a sec. Let me do the get the Dismember from Marty. All right, cool. The Back on Black one, right? So make sure you know what you're getting. But it has more shit. And I'm literally just getting rid of it because it's a double and it annoys me. Dude, one thing about seeing Deicide live a couple times, it's really funny when you're standing in the fucking crowd and you hear people yelling the song titles like Sacrificial Suicide. You know, it's just funny. Yeah, I love Deicide, man. I just don't need like 8 of their records or whatever. I think like 5 is enough. Okay, does anyone want to take this Terraphobia off my hands? 40 for this one. This is one of the expensive ones. I was surprised Marty didn't have the Dismember already, too. That's why I kind of did a double take there. All right, this is a 150 run on this guy. $1997. All right. Striper, Goddamn Evil, 35. Any takers? You know, if someone wants it, you can have it for 30. Someone to give me 30 for the fucking Striper record? It's a really good record. This is probably the best record of theirs that I've heard. It's stupid because I'm keeping the shitty ones and I'm letting the good one go, but that's just how I roll sometimes. All right. If you change your mind between now and when I hang it up, you can have it for 30. I made a note. Does anyone want these Circle of Silence records? Let's say for $20 a pop instead of 25. All right. I suspect no one has heard Circle of Silence in this whole chat except for Soldier 777, but it's not bad. It's good shit. I was surprised no one wanted the Storm Queen for 30, man, because this is fucking top tier shit. And it has the single. You know, the only thing wrong with the single is it has a High Roller logo on it instead of their own like private label. But this is some really first-rate new wave of British heavy metal shit. Fucking Storm Queen. This shit rocks so... I was going to say it rocks so hard. It's not so much that it rocks so hard, although it does rock just fucking fine. But, like, the song's just really good and well-written and just engaging. You know what I mean? It draws you in. Patrick, I'm not surprised. Right on. Good man. You know what's funny, dude? The reason I'm letting those go is because of how they spelled circle. The fact they spelled circle with an S like that, I can't stand that. It drives me fucking nuts. All right, you're going to like that Storm Queen if you don't know him, Patrick. That's really good shit. All right. Scarecrow. Does anyone want Scarecrow? I had 20 on it. I'll let it go for 15. They're Polish. They're thrashy. Wait, you didn't want the Circle of Silence ones, did you? You said Storm Queen, which is a good choice. Circle of Silence I can't vouch for as much because I barely listened to those. Yeah, I can't really disagree. The Scarecrow does sound pretty evil. All right, I said 15 if someone decides they want it, so I'll put it back. But otherwise, I'll keep it because it's a good record. All right, Misery for 25. Anyone want this? Death metal. The Australians love it. Simon, you want to say a few words about the Misery before I put this down? 25 for this one if anyone wants it. It's on blue vinyl. Yeah. I don't even know how many of y'all are overseas, so I have a feeling I'm going to be filling out some customs forms. Simon has it. All right. Is anyone taking that Misery? All right, another death metal one. This Eternal Solstice one. $20 for this one if someone wants it. Are you sure? Because shipping to the UK is probably going to be like 25, 30, something like that. Maybe more even, but I don't know. But if you're okay with it, then we'll figure it out. All right, hang on. Let me put these aside for Samantha, who's been watching my channel for a long time, so I want to make sure she gets some good shit here. All right, Misery, Dragon, and Graven Image. Let me do this. Everyone bear with me a second. I mixed all my shit up now, so. Shit. Where did I put that Graven Image? Yeah, bear with me a second. Oh, and Eternal Solstice. Okay, hang on. All right, let me catch up for a second here. Dan Hughes wants the Scarecrow. Put it in your stack. And by the way, I can't necessarily read my own handwriting, so like this will help me jog my memory, but really give me at least a hint as to what you got when you email me, okay? All right, Samantha, you're going for Misery, Dragon, Graven Image, and Eternal Solstice. All right, give me 1 second here. Let me get my shit together. All right, I think I'm, well, let me get caught up here before I say I'm caught up. Yeah, Patrick knows because he sells more shit overseas. Yeah, honestly, that's not a bad price for that record. If Alan's here, he'll agree. I've seen it go for twice that. Who's pinging me real quick? Excuse me just 1 second. All right. Fuck. Shit's falling all over the place. Okay. Yeah, that's why I got so many copies of it, though, because I'll hype that fucking record all day long. I've hyped it on my channel probably 10 times at least. Hang on 1 sec. All right. All right. Relic. I went 35 for this one. I'm not coming down on this one. It's a great record. San Francisco band, but don't hold that against them. They made an EP that's really expensive. This has all those songs plus some demo shit, and the demo shit is actually really good. So, anyone want the Relic? All right. I appreciate that, man. I was kind of wondering if I was gonna like fall apart and get lost and lose all my shit. Now we haven't settled yet. If I like don't fuck up when I'm settling with all y'all, then I'll rest on my laurels a little bit. In the meantime, though, thank you for backing me up. All right, Deliverance, River Disturbance, 25 if someone wants it. It's a later one. Some people really like it. Oh, I just realized it has this like the special limited edition all access pass thing too. So, anyone interested? 25 for this Deliverance. All right. Does anyone need a copy of Back to the Weapons by Living Death? $20. This is a great, great thrash record. This is a high roller press. Look at that vinyl too. $20. I actually have two of these because this is one of the ones I was going to sell at record shows. So if someone needs it, let me know and I'll hook you up. Back to the Weapons. See, I hesitate on the records I really liked a lot. Another Deliverance here. Hear What I Say. 20 for this one. Oh, hang on. Got a taker on the Living Death. Sunday morning sessions. Thank you. This shit is so rough and aggressive. It's like what you expect. It's like what you hope your German metal is going to sound like, man. It's fucking really good. All right. Anyone want this Deliverance for 20? Oh, you wanted a Living Death too, Thumpfinger? Or is there a different one? Did you have that? I'll write it on this one to make sure. I will let it go. Okay. I probably just forgot them. I thought no one did. But I renamed down twice just in case I didn't write it on the other one if I fucked up. All right, cool. All right. It's a great record, man. It's really good. All right, The Mesmerist, $25. I'm not even going to hype this because it's so good that like you shouldn't need me to hype it at this point. 25 for The Mesmerist. It's the Shadow Kingdom. Yeah, he did, but I have like two of those. It was one of the ones that I wholesaled, so I don't have a ton of them, but I had I think I had 3 or 4 at one point. I'm pretty sure I have 2 now, so if we each want one, I'm set. But anyone else might be out of luck. That's one reason why I didn't want to be like doing the auction thing here. It feels sleazy when I have more than one. This record fucking rules. This is a weird. Okay, this is the only band that I've heard described as a cross between Death SS and Merciful Fate. Samantha's going for it. All right, good home. All right, does anyone need a copy of Taking Over by Overkill? It is a music on vinyl press for $25. I don't need to tell you about Overkill. I'll just give you a second to mull it over. All right. Next one, Manila Road, Invasion. It's a high roller press, brand new. $30. Mick wants a graven image. Hang on. Fuck, you know, so I put it over there. Um, yeah, everyone read that while I'm putting Mick on the thing. All right. All right. Did anyone want to take Invasion? Manila Road. It's a great, great record. Yeah, I would not have expected to still be sitting on this again. If anyone wants to, just let me know. Does anyone want this fucking Jackie Star record? It's like prank calls, $10, limited to 100 copies. Everything on it is hand done. Hell yeah, man! Fucking Street Jammer on that record. Yeah, this is really kind of crap. So I don't blame y'all for not wanting that one. First Tyrant, Shadow Kingdom Press with the gatefold, $25. Did I say this is on colored vinyl? I don't remember. I think it's. Oh no, it's on blue. It's on opaque blue vinyl. All right. Yeah, listen. This goes for any of you. I know most of y'all who are like doing this just from my comments and shit like that. Like we have a pre-existing relationship. So if anyone like overextends themselves or something, we'll figure something out. Okay. It's not like if you don't pay me tomorrow, I'm going to be like, you know, freaking out on you or shit like that. We'll work it out. Don't stress. All right. Does anyone want this Tyrant? Oh, right on, Wendy. It's all yours. 25. Thank you very much. Fucking Jag Panzer, Ample Destruction. 25. High Roller Press, brand new. I wholesaled this. Everyone knows this is Alan's favorite record of all time, pretty much. So, or at least his top 3 or so. So I could hype it too, but y'all know already. It's like the speed round here. Yeah, surprisingly, no one took In Death of Steve Sylvester. 35 for In Death of Steve Sylvester by Death SS. It is a reissue. It's on colored vinyl. It's the double. It has some bonus shit on it. Kind of a classic. That's fucking Death SS, man. I mean, look at that cover. All right. This is the Italian band I was talking about in this comp, by the way. The research department. Like, it's a new wave of British heavy metal comp. There's this Italian band stuck in the middle of there. Yeah. I wonder if you know anyone who has a real one. I'm just fucking around now. All right, does anyone need the Valhalla record? Got 2 of these bad boys. Great epic metal. Lots of keys for epic metal. That's the caveat, but I love this record. And look at that fucking cover, dude. Yeah, great band from Pittsburgh. The cheapest I've ever seen an original for is $100. They usually go for a lot more than that. 20 for this one. I think I forgot to say that. All right, if someone wants a Valhalla for 20, let me know. I'm getting emails from people now. I'm glad y'all are finding it. Okay. Wow. Yeah, we got through most of them. So here's the excuse one again. Yeah, dude, everyone needs that fucking Valhalla record. I don't know why people are snoozing on it, but, you know, it's okay. If anyone has, like, remorse on that one, if you go listen to it on YouTube later and you regret it, just let me know and I'll still hook you up after the fact. It's fine. It's not like it's now where you're stuck. But oh, Mick's going for it. Good man. All right, and I do have one more of the Valhalla. If anyone else wants one. But those are brand new, so just 20 on those. That one's gone. All right, real quick on this one, because I feel like I just showed it, but this excuse one for 15. Fuck, you can have it for 10. If someone wants this one, they can have it for 10. End of the night prices. That's a pretty good record. It's not gonna like rip your face off. If like your nephew is just curious about metal and has never heard any before, and they want to hear their very first metal record, don't pick this one. But if you just want to pull something out and listen to, and you've got 20 minutes for an EP, this is a banger. You know, it's just not like. Does anyone want to see the Deliverance records again? If anyone cares about Deliverance, let me know, because I feel like I've been showing Deliverance records half the fucking night. Does anyone want the Celtic Frost demos for 20? 84. 8 songs on here. Kind of shitty sound quality on Mortal Shock. Questionable legitimacy, but it's early Celtic Frost. Let me know if you want it. Second Christovox, which I'm already having second thoughts about putting 25 on. Hex, No Escape for 25. Oh, Nick's taking it. All right. Nick was wearing me down. Where's the strategy? I'm going to put it in your stack. Hang on. Let me know if you're trying to be quiet or what the deal is. In the email. All right, man. You got it. Oh, fuck. You know something? I think I fucked up. I didn't fuck up bad, don't worry. I think I just fucked up a little bit. Give me one sec here. Yeah. All right, cool. Sorry about that. I started mixing up my shit. I want to make sure I don't like deprive anyone. All right, Hex, No Escape, 25. Yeah, these are reissues. This is Metal Blade, just from a few years ago. Gatefold. Yeah, let me know if anyone wants it. Armor, Sonic House tapes for 10. I didn't want to take this off my hands. It's like a new wave of traditional heavy metal before it was such a thing. All right. Does anyone want this American Metal record for $5? If no one wants this, it's going to end up in someone's package anyway, because I don't want it in my fucking house. So what I'll probably do is figure out who is least likely to want it and send it to them. Does anyone need one of these Accuser records? $30 each for these guys. All right. If I go too fast, you can just say, hey, stop. Which one is that or whatever? Go ahead. But I'm kind of tired at this point. All right. Gods of Violence by Creator, $30. First Killer record with the guys wearing the prison outfits, the Swiss Killer, not the, I got corrected on this earlier. I thought they were from Belgium, because even though I knew the other bands from Belgium, but whatever. Yeah, Accuser's very good. I'm keeping like the first 5 of their albums, though. I just have more than I need. That's literally the only reason those are in the stack. Oh, you want the Accuser records? Do you want both of them, man? $30 a pop. Is that good? All right, man. Thank you. I've only got like 2 left, but I just feel weird sitting here with nothing. Here's the killer one. Oh yeah, and this is the best Provenance record in here too, because this one I actually bought from the bass player from Brokus Helm. So yeah, if you want to get a record that was once owned by the Wizard, that's this one right here. Other than that, though, it's 1981. It's early metal. It's not incredible. It's not like knock your socks off. It's not the first Iron Maiden, you know. But it's a cool hard rocker. It's pretty early, and you can have it for $20 if you want it. Just let me know. Oh yeah, 20 on this one. All right, Vortex, Metal Bats, picture disc. 20 for this one. I'll just let you enjoy that cover for a sec, because it's free to savor that shit. All right. Oh shit, are we really ending with this one? All right, yeah, Thor Mutant. Yeah, 30 for this one. It's purple vinyl. Not a whole ton of these out there. All right, well, cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh. Awesome. All right, if you're taking some off my hands, please send me an email. Oh, you want the Valhalla? All right, man. Yeah, hang on. All right. All right, we're wrapping up anyway, man. Thanks. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anyone. If anyone asked me for something and I didn't like respond to it, or if you're just concerned, like, let me know. Or if you have second thoughts about any of the ones in here too, just say something in the email too. You can do that too. All right. God, my phone's starting to light up. Awesome. Well, I hope some of y'all found some good shit. I mean, I think I've done my best to be honest about what I think about all these records, right? Some of them are absolute all-time fucking classics, right? Let me check, actually, because I don't think so, but let me make sure I'm not lying. Yeah, the Overkill's here. You want it, Dan? Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Patrick. I appreciate it, man. And you got some good shit, too. Thanks. Yeah, just that one, man, the Havo Hedge. Yeah, kind of. All right, cool. Dan, you got it. All right, cool. Damn, honestly, it's a lot more. This box is a lot emptier than I expected it to be at the end of the night. So thank all of you. I appreciate it. And this is way more fun than selling on Discogs. I got to say, it's my first time doing this. I'll be honest, I was a little bit afraid that it would turn into like, you know, a sale and like business and shit. And that's no fun. You know what I mean? This is fun, hanging out. These are records I genuinely like. Here's a record I genuinely think is kind of crap, but you might like it, you know? So, yeah, mull it over. Oh, sorry. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, Samantha, mull it over. There's no rush, you know? Yeah, and this is why I didn't want to do auction either. I just priced it all ahead of time. I mean, I've never seen like acrimony on your auctions or anything like that, Patrick, or anybody else's for that matter. But I feel weird asking people for money, you know? So, oh, Winebender's too late. Dude, you missed out. Joel, dude, I sold Samantha right here. I sold her a complete set of Parliament albums for $20. Originals in mint condition. You jelly, bro? I'm just fucking with you, Eric. It was all metal. I appreciate it. Thank you all. Yeah, and I kind of like feel like I should chit chat and be entertaining for a little bit longer, but it's been 3.5 hours, so I'm tired. Thank you, everyone, though. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you supporting the channel for all this time, too. I mean, yeah. Awesome. All right. Thanks a lot. Hope to hear from all of you. I'll slack for one more minute here in case someone needs that email address. Actually, I'll leave the video up for a little while. I probably won't leave this up forever because it's kind of throwaway. But yeah, just email me. Every time you hear my phone ding, it's probably someone already, you know, whatever. So yeah, there you go. Awesome. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, everyone. Thanks for supporting the channel. And yeah, and like I said, after these go out and shit, I'll be showing some more shit on my channel. So you can consider it an investment in my future shit if you like my videos. So because that's where it's going. What do you think? I'm going to pay the rent with this shit or something? Fortunately, I'm not at that point. I have been there before, but not now. So it's all fun and games. Awesome. Thanks a lot, everyone. Really appreciate it.